大家坐前少少啊，後邊嗰啲咧其實俾我啲工作人員坐㗎。前面舒服啲啊 ，OK， 我哋唔會咬人㗎。雖然我依家會除口罩。係啊，坐嚟前少少啊，係啊。唔該晒，唔該晒。係啊。OK， 咁樣我哋準時開始1點半。OK， 咁樣就講翻兩句廣東話先啦，因為我10月尾去澳門隔離咗成個星期，然後去大灣區加上海遊咗個圈，然後2個星期前喺珠海搞咗我哋3年以來第一次喺大陸嘅 Solution Day， 咁樣就全國語啦，所以我今次好舒服要講翻少少廣東話先 ，OK， So welcome everybody, welcome to our SQX Solution Day. So I just give a little speech in Cantonese because I have been talking Mandarin for like a month in the Bay Area, Shanghai, and actually I give a full Mandarin speech in my sentence, so it's quite stressful. Okay, so I prefer Cantonese more than English, but Mandarin is the first case. But to make it more welcoming for our honorable panelists, so I'm giving my opening in English this time. So welcome. It has been 1 year since our last Okay, thank you. So it's the last solution day in Hong Kong was last year. So and also I see a lot of new faces in this show, so it's worth my effort to introduce my company to all of you. So SQX is a value-added distributor. So for some of the new faces, you may not know me because I don't go for tender directly. Okay, I work through a lot of good channel partner, main contractor to serve various vertical market. So we focus on value-adding on smart security solution. Okay, so and we are like close to 20 years old company. Okay, and I see my own company evolving every like 4 to 5 years. So our first really milestone is to sign up my partnership with Milestone like 2006. Okay, it is kind of a digitization of the surveillance industry. Before that, it is all analog. Okay, DVR or VCR, matrix, things like that. And then every 4 to 5 years, we meet the market demand and ride on the technology change and
sorry, share my screen.
We ride on the technology change and to be honest, successfully and grow to today's scale. Okay. Because we are running a parallel universe online, so my marketing manager is fixing something online. Okay, so after the digitization, you will see it's also again Milestone. Okay, Milestone give me a most innovative award 4 to 5 years later. It is the really first integrated and smart project on the market by that time. Okay, so but when compared with today's integrated and smart, that's nothing. But by that time, it's quite innovative. Okay, and then every 4 to 5 years now. Recently, of course, Milestone and some other partners give me a lot of award because, of course, I deliver a lot of revenue to them. Yeah, thank you, Milestone. But that means the integrated and smart concept is mature. Okay, so the market acceptance is quite good, and we are seeing the next wave of market demand changing. in the past 2 or 3 years, and I have started a little project called AutoCore actually in China to ride on that change. And I will tell you later about AutoCore. So, and also during the pandemic, we have been expanding our presence again, actually to enhance some local support and service. Because we trust on localization. Nobody will buy from SQX. Why don't they just download milestone from the website, okay? But they rely on the local service, and because of the pandemic, our Hong Kong team is cut off to Zhuhai and Macau, and still we are actually enhancing a lot of like local support over there. Though I have been taking the pain to quarantine myself to go to Macau and Zhuhai to work with my team closely in this past 2 years. So, but anyway, that's our business model and our history, okay? Then is our solution. We trust on end-to-end, okay? And we trust on ecosystem and open standard. So when we first start our business, video management is kind of the core of the security system. And we build up the SQX ecosystem gradually from the front end to the software, and with more AI software. And recently, we are enhancing a lot of like command and control and operation software like Prism, Octopus, and later I will share more AutoCore project in mainland China. So it's about operation enhancement, command and control, and of course, without the back-end infrastructure, all system fail. So we also building up a lot of like network transmission product, ecosystem partner, and of course server and storage. So you will see we got a broad end-to-end solution which will work together as an ecosystem under open standard. And we have got software, hardware, we have got really big global brand, and we also have a lot of specialized brand, okay? So you will see a lot of like, you will see unknown brand, okay? You don't know ST Engineering is doing things like that, but they sign up a distributor with us to penetrate the market specific for that product. So that's how we operate, okay? And we work closely with a lot of partner, end user, and our principal to build up this smart circle. This slide is like 10 years old, but we expand on that. Okay. So before, when I first worked with like Angus Ho for a project called IFC2, which was the biggest IP surveillance system by that time. Okay. 10,000 channel, 10 TB storage, okay, with an IBM tape storage, okay. And at that time, it is an achievement, but there's no smart component because it is only store, connect and store, okay. It can transmit to the tape library and it can pay back, then everybody crap and you get the payment, okay. But nowadays, after like 20 years, connect store is not enough. And connect store of video and audio is not enough. We are talking about metadata. We ingest the video and do it, or we collect the video or collect the document with the metadata like location or signature, things like that. And we are not only storing, we are doing the connect and analyze. And with the connect and analyze, we may use some AI engine or we just do the reporting for the present action. And the action is not only like catch the thief. And the presentation is not only give you the video. The presentation is sometimes do the statistic, give you some operation insight for continuous and improvement, things like that. So the smart circle actually start with milestone like 10 years ago. Okay. But now it's evolving and evolving, and that's you will have a grasp on how smart security or operation management system can get by coming to our solution day. So ask more questions, interact more, okay? And also talk to our panelists, okay? So they are on their own one of the innovator of our industry, okay? So, and our smart strategy, to be honest, has been quite fruitful, okay, with all of your trust and support. And so a lot of familiar face for Hong Kong people. We opened up our Zhuhai office like last year. This was me talking Mandarin in a Zhuhai event, and actually it was my 2-time proud win in China as a Hong people. Okay, this airport, the access control management is by us. Okay, so this Shanghai building is a kind of Shanghai people is using milestone and also using our access control system. So and Hong Kong Zhuhai Bridge, both Zhuhai, Macau, and Hong Kong border has our footprint. So we are happy, but we are not satisfied because every 4 to 5 years or even faster, the challenge and opportunity is there. Okay, so in recent years, we see a lot of changes. Okay, to be honest, you may not feel safe nowadays on the street, or your boss is asking you to cut the cost every 1 or 2 years, or you place an order to a brand and they commit 3 months delivery, but they still cannot deliver after 1 year. Okay, so a lot of like interruption and challenge and opportunity there. As usual, SQX team and our principle behind is trying to deliver good solution and service and software to help all of us to ride on those opportunity and tackle most of the challenge together. So in this recent 2 or 3 years, we try to enhance our offering in 4 areas. Okay, so the first area will be kind of our core business, video analytic. Okay, so this area has been improving a lot. So today we got 2 key examples. One is video by Anyun. Mr. Daniel Low is hosting the technology corner there and also have a speaking session afterwards. So pay attention. So really impressive solution and fast growing company. So within few years, Anyun is already a leading player in his own field. They are more on server and more on cloud. Okay, and iPo was known as Panasonic iPo, but Panasonic decided to let iPo focus more on the professional market and decided to spin it off. So now iPo is with us, and iPo got a really impressive full offering and also really intensive video analytics and video structuring on camera. So also look at iPo. And also the other thing good about iPo is they can deliver because they control their whole supply chain well. So while other brands fail to deliver, they can still guarantee like 2 months delivery. Okay, give me the order today. Second category, okay, beyond video. So other than video camera, video analytics, integrated security management is more than video. So beyond video, we have been investing a lot in access control. We have been investing a lot in audio, like Senatel, Felix, where are you? So Felix, you fly from Taiwan to support us in the show. So Senatel is a all-in-one public address and intercom system, which is industrial grade, intrinsically safe, explosion-proof kind of product. And also Logan Viron is a Korean software company. He's quite like, but not like Milestone. He is a software-only company, and he's only focusing on one thing, LiDAR perception software. So they embrace the open hardware approach and manage a lot of different brands of LiDAR and give you a good object classification and counting and detection result. Okay, so look at that booth. Okay, and today not here is Autopass. We serve several prime customer with this Prism software. So it's a lot of beyond video offering. That's the second category. And the third category is the basic, okay, we call it bread and butter. But still it is much more demanding nowadays. One example, of course, is Huawei. A lot of smart campus did a good network and also wireless network. Gary have his own session there, so listen to them. And Quantum, Philip is go to fly from Singapore to support. He is educating us on purpose-built video storage. Okay, so for a large-scale implementation of surveillance or a detailed implication of video analytics which demand GPU resources, Quantum has a good answer. And Minus Wine is there, has their own booth. They focus on industrial grade IoT. So for those outdoor IoT, transmission is a challenge. So Minus got a good solution. And then the fourth category is operation enhancement. So our long time partner Milestone. Where's Milestone? Okay. So Milestone. So the smart circle, to be honest, Milestone is improving over these 10 years also. Nowadays, Milestone is not only handling video. They got like incident management, their integration with a lot of access control part is also improving. And also, of course, I signed up Octopus for the Prism, and also my own other company, AutoCore, is focusing on enhancing a lot of access control like visitor management, route booking, QR code, Bluetooth, things like that. So we are investing a lot on that. And to be honest, we are seeing the market converging fast on those connect and analyze layer. Okay. So, and to share a bit is in China, we are quite successful already in that kind of convergence with 3 core functions like visualization, with like 3D model or things like that. Prediction, we feed all those data for the second time data analysis to give you some prediction model and help a lot of different users to do the strategy. And with the 6-phase module for collection and analyzing. So to be honest, expect some of our major action in the upcoming 2 years locally, but we will not move the China model to Hong Kong. We trust on localization, so step by step, but it is a preview. And the other preview is what our core team is doing in China, some high-speed train station. We are doing all those location tracking inside a station, power monitoring, security control, things like that. And some interesting project is hydropower construction. We are not monitoring the power station, but we are monitoring the construction process of those hydropower plants. So a lot of interesting technology. Okay. So anyway, cut it short because our panelist is waiting. So today is our new attempt to invite 4 of our honorable panelists to share some insight to us. So our first panelist, Daniel. Okay, so actually Daniel is now working with Milestone, but I know him really long time ago. And a lot of people on the market know Daniel as a Hongkong, okay, and also from his sales and business development capability. But I know one secret from him, and that's why I grabbed him on stage, okay? So he is actually the lead engineer of Access. By that time, Access don't have Azure Analytic. He is the one to shape up the framework for Access around Azure Analytics. So Daniel, like other panelists, is one of the innovators in the industry. So welcome, Daniel. Okay. So Angus, Angus tell me not to call him Dr. Ho. Okay. So Angus is now working for Sun Hung K, CTO. I know Angus for many years also. Okay, so though he looked much younger than me. Okay. This is Angus. I know him actually from that 20 years ago IFC2 project, the 10,000 channel CIFS solution and 10 terabyte project. But I'm now holding 1 terabyte on my iPhone. So that's we cannot say we are young already. So thank you, Angus. Okay, our third panelist, Michael. Actually, of course I also know Michael for many years, but I know Michael for many years before I know Michael in person. I know Michael the first time is reading his specification and design for one of the Macau casino complex, which is the really first design with the single structured gateway and single network to converge all subsystems. And that insight actually influenced like 20 years of my career. Okay, thank you, Michael. So I'm looking forward to more of your insight to me and for the audience, okay? And then my fourth panelist, Philip. Okay, remember my like 10 terabyte project. And Philip actually educated me and my team on video storage, and we successfully delivered some 10 petabyte project together in recent year. So thank you, Philip. So let me move a bit. So I think the first question, okay. So Angus. Yeah, sorry to abuse you, okay. So my first question is to Angus. How do you define smart? What do you expect a smart and integrated system to have?
So thank you, Alex, for that invitation. So it's my honor to get in the panel. So smart, we can define it very kind of like perspective, but from building, from construction technology, from in building, I would like to say those 5 keywords. S stand for sustainability, because right now we look for those kind of like ESG, those kind of like environmental, social kind of things. And M stand for machine learning, but it's just a general term because if you have deep learning or even AI oriented. And A stand for antivirus, but I would like rather you use another word. It's like a cybersecurity, because you use more IoT. That means that more black hole people can hack in. So antivirus or cybersecurity is an issue. R stand for research and development. That means that we talk about smart, so we got to be smart. We well understand about industry domain, and we need to keep, like what Alex is doing, keep ongoing that stuff like research and development mindset. And T, I would like to say is the last part, is the training, because talking about the project management, it's not just talk about those like technology, because there's a 3 major components: time, cost, and people. Training is about the people. I would rather say that your question will drive into some more practical kind of things, as people is another issue. There's a very critical element that we get to have. So it's kind of like continuous training. It's very important. So smart, I would say SMART. I would like stand for this one.
Yeah, people is the key factor. If the people think the system is not dumb, then the system is smart.
So that's why you need training, ongoing training.
Yeah, sure. So any panelists interested to add on this?
Well, yes, maybe. So we, as a consulting company, so we work in different market sectors, mission critical, hospitality, property developers also. So we find that the most demanding customers in Hong Kong are probably the Hong Kong property developers. And we were engaged by a property developer in Hong Kong, and I remember very vividly the first meeting we had with them, and the C-suite gentleman, he said, to us, a smart building is a building that finds its own tenants, increases the revenue, and decreases the cost. Otherwise, it is just a cost to us investing in this technology. So they really are, as you'll understand, very focused on the bottom line, the money side of things. What is the true benefit that we can achieve? And I think that application or that benefit will vary depending upon the type of sector that it is. It has to be customized appropriately.
So you're dumb enough to waste the money.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on a smart solution, it becomes very dumb white elephant.
Yes. Okay. So Philip, Daniel?
Yeah. No,
anything to add?
Yeah, I think the smart is probably one of the vendor. Smart is probably one of the most overused words. Then to be fair, nobody's going to say I'm going to launch it on top, right? But yeah, to me, smart is basically, how are you going to make my life simpler? Technology that's either going to save me time or save me money. Time is more important than money. So it's really leverage the technology. As a vendor, our job is to go up, let's find the technology, let's leverage that to deliver something that lets you get your job done faster, lets you go out and do something more interesting.
very much the same view I have, where smart for me is it's data-driven decision making, and in that case even making the decisions themselves, or a data insight or data-driven insight into businesses and operations, to kind of minimize the impact of the human element in those processes.
Yeah, so thank you, Daniel. So you will see Spark is in high demand. But my question to you actually is, you see AI, everybody is talking AI, everybody is using IoT technology, and it is flooding the market, but we only see the actual business coming in recent 2 or 3 years. What's the dynamic you think behind this?
That's an interesting question. I mean, you already said it in the opening sentence there. I developed the first embedded video analytics application 23 years ago, and that was my kindergarten time. But what's interesting now is that we're at the crossroads between the customer demands, the technology maturity, and the price. And the customer demands has been there for a very long time, but I would say that the technology wasn't mature enough to reach a broader audience. And once that was available, it wasn't available at the right price. So there are 3 elements coming together now, making such a huge impact in what we see being deployed, and can really help us and help our customers.
At least you're optimistic that the business will grow. Okay, good. Any panelists interest to build on the answer?
Maybe to follow on, I think in the past, the overall ecosystem has not been there. All of the players have not been at the same level, but that is changing now. And I think also there hasn't been any so-called killer app, So again, that is changing. And again, each type of customer base would be a different solution required, different software. But I think really what's happening is it's all about software now. And the performance is increasing, the reliability is increasing, the price is dropping through the floor, and there are many, many more players in the market that are offering machine learning or AI type software modules, but do not require massive investment.
Okay, so it's kind of like waiting the market to reach a critical mass, then it will progress. And Michael, do you agree with my investment on software?
Software is the future for all of us in this room. I think
software is
if we're not into software, we really should be one way or the other. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So let's move on to the third question. Okay. So what do you think is the strongest driving force to shape the solution landscape in the upcoming 2 or 3 years? Okay. So would that be like energy saving, or some cloud technology like blockchain, or chipset? Okay, AI, a lot of GPU, things like that. So I would like to address this question to Angus first.
Thank you, Alex. So from technological point of view, I think most of you will understand all about those kind of like AI, video analytics, machine learning, or things. But the most important thing is the business. So when you submit the tender, when you deal with your different stakeholders like contractors, all of those things, how we can achieve this kind of like traceability, authentication, and the accuracy. So blockchain, I would say, because blockchain, people heard about blockchain, I think from layman point of view, took about years, but the actual implementation kind of things, you have this kind of like real implementation case. So I would say the blockchain is like a good enabler to let all those stakeholders to have this kind of like traceable accuracy and authentic. So that, for example, like when those stakeholders submit tender to the government, submit tender to or the contractor submit to you, it's easy for our boss to sign it in a more trusted way. So I would like to say blockchain is a critical and a very a lot of room to go at this moment.
Good. It's fortunate that I got my first blockchain project in China.
I know you have the
So
solution.
we are using blockchain to link up all those document handling process.
Right. Yeah. What we call is the blockchain enabled package. This is back for the data. It's really fun.
Anyone interested to?
Yeah, I think from as a storage vendor, where we are coming in, we are seeing a lot, I'll say a lot more interest than I expected. It's really around from the ESG angle, it's really, how do you reduce the cost of storage? The energy prices are going through the roof now, it's not driving that. So traditionally, it was very much, I'm in charge of building the house, I'm not running it, so I don't care about that. But increasingly now, this is, it's ESG is getting itself on the board agenda, and it's kind of passing down over there.
Okay.
So, and yeah, so basically, is there a way that I can store the same amount of data but use half of 20% of the energy that I would otherwise? So that's something we're seeing a lot right now.
Yeah, green technology is also a key driver.
Well, I think the market has been very much disrupted in these recent years, in the last 2 years or so, in terms of so-called AI and machine learning. What we see is the barriers to entry have really come down. So there are so many new entrants in the space. And also the barriers to entry for a customer are also much lower. So it allows customers to actually experiment with so-called AI or machine learning type solutions. So it's cost performance and many more players in the market providing an opportunity for the growth.
Looking forward to that.
If I may give a prediction for the future, I think we will see much more of the physical security space and the cybersecurity domain to merge. And I can see that will have a major impact on pretty much all levels of what we do as companies, regardless of which side of the fence we sit, and coming from end users all the way to vendors and distributors and partners. It's going to be something that's going to shape our future very much.
Good. So when we are talking about challenge, okay. So now we are looking at the market growth, things like that. So one question to you then, because you mentioned the word challenge. So what do you see as the biggest challenge to implement a system like that, integrated as well? Because before, everybody is talking in a proprietary gel, or some of the channel partner here will say, hey, it is a high security CCTV, it should be a isolated network, even without the time series server, that kind of thing. So how do we see it? Okay.
Well, I think the biggest challenge looking ahead is probably the future. And I was spelled out with capital letters. Important things now more than ever before is to plan for the future, to make sure that what we deliver today is something that's future-proof. As all the panelists here have touched on, there are so many new products, technologies, and software that will be available on the market around the corner. So we need to make sure that we think about the future already today. And my answer then to that, it would be then to always think about open systems, systems that are future-proof, systems that can help you and your customers to grow with that solution into the future.
So open and future. How about the dark side, the cybersecurity?
Yeah, I think as in the physical security space, we start to, I mean, we are early in our journey on the cybersecurity, I would say. When talking to true cybersecurity experts, on the other hand, they have no insight into the physical security. We speak different languages, and when we start to sit down together and bring our areas of expertise together, then we can also deliver security into the future.
So anyone have some insight on the biggest challenge?
Well, just from our experience of doing projects, many projects, what we find, for example, if you look at facial recognition, right, which is a very hot subject, very popular, this is all about software. And there are literally hundreds of facial recognition companies out there selling the software. So for example, if you go to the US government NIST, every year they do a report on facial recognition vendors. It's free, I recommend it. But what we find is great, there can be this wonderful piece of software sold by this software vendor, but they don't understand how to integrate it in a total solution with the more traditional physical security or IT elements of it. And they don't want to understand about where to put the camera. They're not interested, they're just doing the software part. But you need a total understanding, not just relying on that piece of software, because it will not work in isolation.
Because software without the domain knowledge is
Exactly.
just a USB stick or
Exactly.
okay, base of sticks. Okay, domain
So
knowledge.
there's
Yeah.
a gap there now.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's why increasingly you see IT getting involved. It used to be just that, yeah, well, there's an IP camera, so it's a network, but you run your physical security, you'll run IT. And increasingly now, as you get involved in more and more customers, and it's a challenge because I want to do this, I don't understand why IT doesn't let me do this.
Yeah.
And-
What we find
Typical
is-
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, and this is where, we've been dealing with the IT guys for years, so let's try and come and bridge the two. But increasingly, because of network, because of security, IT is getting involved, in some cases taking ownership of the system.
Yeah, and a lot of organizations is start getting a friendly CTO as Angus. Okay.
what we
CTO
find-
always say no. Okay.
It's interesting, what we find is that many progressive
Yeah.
CIO always says they no.
Okay.
That's subsidy.
Our progressive clients, the security department is handing over all of the security systems to IT to manage day to day.
Mm.
And so the security department just does what they're good at, right? Because they're ex-police people, for example, right? They understand about security management, but they don't care about the technology. So just let the IT department do it, because it's an IT solution now.
Yes. I definitely know how it's like. I have been doing 2 or 3 meetings with IT department, physical security department, security operation department. So, and there's anything to add? If not, we are going to our final question. Okay. So I will bring up my old toy. Okay. So the industry is like now security industry or operation management industry was like BlackBerry era now, I think. Okay. So before we are thinking BlackBerry is smart enough. Okay. So my closing question to Michael is, so to be honest, when you face a customer, say I want smart, I want vision of a smart IoT solution, and they're not sure what they want, okay, before you actually build it for them. So so what is your challenge and approach to deliver that successfully?
Yeah, I think most clients, may hear in the market about smart AI, machine learning, and the C-suite, the CEO, CFO, etc., they pass that directive down to the technology people, building services people, facilities people, and they throw their hands in the air and say, oh my God, what shall we do? Because there's a direction but no actual idea of the need. So I think the first thing is really have to think about what the business needs, what the operational needs. Right? But the first step, rather than making a big jump and a big investment, right, is to actually experiment, do a trial, do a proof of concept, reach out to the industry, to vendors, to system integrators, prepare a simple brief, and then you can just get them to come in at no cost very often, or very low cost, and actually experiment and test, and you get a feel for what's possible and what would work for your organization. And then you can decide, okay, how do we move forward from here? What sort of investment do we need? Project management approach, and so forth. So just experiment rather than a big investment. Proof of concept, trial.
Thanks a lot, Michael, for the insight. That's a really good way to handle that. Okay. And just any answer to our closing question about how to implement a project if your boss or the investor don't exactly know what they need?
Maybe I'm not exactly answer your question, but like what I mentioned, we talked about the smart, so the training in the very beginning. So people is very, and then cultural issue is very important. For example, I agree with that PLC. I think most of the engineer or the industry practitioner know about the POC. But the most important is the bridging the three those, for example, the typical domain they have, for example, like construction, property, they have a very strong.
Can you show January?
If you want to integrate, for example, like this kind of like digital transformation, we are based on the bridging because some of them are technology side, and those guys is from the
Operation side.
Operation side, yeah. The linkage, the bridging is very important. It's a great hurdle. I think the mindset is keep changing, but it still takes time.
So some little experiment or some minor rollout will help to the communication.
Right. For example, like from the CIC, from the user vulnerability, from the technology enabler, we try to explain this kind of like cultural gap in order to let the digital transformation in a more effective way, in an efficient way. Yeah,
Yes, thanks.
I wonder that. Yeah.
Okay. So any closing statement from Philip? Daniel?
Some really good insights there, and again, I repeat probably what I said earlier, but to focus on having an open system in all aspects, devices, whether it's IoT devices, whether it's any other physical security, access control devices, operational efficiency applications using open standards, so things can be put together and the solution can evolve over time, because that's again what we all are facing, a very rapidly changing future ahead. So that's probably my last contribution there.
Okay, so thanks a lot. Here we close our panel discussion. Thanks for you. Okay, really honorable to have all of you to share your insight to our audience. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you all panelists. Next we will have Mr. Daniel Even from the Global Partner Manager of Milestone to have the next presentation for us. Thank you, Daniel. So just give us a minute.
Did you know that the mantis shrimp has the most advanced eyes of any animal on the planet? Actually, the eyes of the shrimp are so complex, they can detect even neuron activity in other beings. Now imagine if we humans were able to look beneath the surface, see beyond the obvious, to see and understand the same vast amounts of information as the mantis shrimp. With video technology, we can. We're able to see 360 degrees. We're able to distinguish between objects, colors, movements, even moods. We're able to analyze the past and predict the future. These are some of the important capabilities in creating an intelligent and more responsible world. For example, milestone technology is used for creating better and more convenient shopping experiences, for managing queues and checkouts. It's used for optimizing traffic, for preventing accidents. All of this is made possible by our software. Of course, this much data requires a lot of processing. Remember the mantis shrimp? The shrimp's eyes collect so much information, the brain simply cannot process it all. That's why most of the information is processed in the eyes. The same goes for our solutions. We help process the data so that people only need to look at what's important to them. This way, our solutions help people save time and make better decisions. And better decisions equal a better world. And that's how we make the world see.
So that was our VP Asia Pacific, Malo Toft, based in Singapore. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but I'm proud to be here representing Milestone. And as Alex said, I lived in Hong Kong for close to 9 years. I used to call this my home before I moved to UK. So I'm really glad and a huge pleasure to be here today and see you all. So I will talk about smart campuses today, and the reason I narrowed down on that one is because it's interesting when we look into one particular vertical. However, the solutions I will talk about is applicable also to other verticals. So whether you're in a smart airport, a smart city, smart shopping mall, it all applies as well. I think most of you know Milestone, but please allow me to spend a few seconds anyway. So we used to be the video management solution provider, #1 in Asia Pacific, and been around for close to 25 years. With all the emerging technologies that we have seen recently, we now transformed the way we describe ourselves, that we are a data-driven technology provider, a data-driven video technology provider. It is very much video in its core. But again, there are so many other things coming into play in the physical security space these days, driving more operational efficiencies as well as the traditional security. And that's an interesting trend happening, and that is truly shaping our industry. And I will repeat that a couple of times, that really leads us to the very fundamental philosophy around an open platform thinking. So when I talk about Milestone, and I should be honest and say I joined Milestone early this year, but I got to know Milestone more than 20 years ago. And it's been a company very close to my heart ever since. And what has been the guiding star for Milestone ever since the very beginning was a very core concept of an open architecture. No proprietary technology that lock you and your customers in and keep you locked into that box for the remainder of life. No, we are a true believer of an open architecture. And that has been leading us throughout the 25 years. And that gives us the opportunity to deliver flexible systems. And when I look into the use cases for where we have our XProtect software, it's really mind-boggling to see where it's been used so much beyond the core video management system. You will see some examples later. And when I say scalable, it's fascinating. I've seen systems running just 1 or 2 cameras up to tens of thousands of cameras, and using, again, at its very core, our software, the XProtect. Recently, I'd say 3 years ago, we launched something we call Marketplace. This is an app store where we, as Milestone, we focus on the core video technology. Marketplace opens up for all vendors, and you see a whole lot of vendors on the floor today, I'm very pleased to see, where they put their expertise as a plugin, as an add-on, as something that collaborates with our XProtect core platform. And in that way, we can see things like anything from managed switches that has a management plugin to our XProtect. And all of a sudden, it becomes not only a physical security, but an IT operational platform, as a unified platform. We see access control coming into play. And again, access control plugins from a huge range of vendors around the planet is also available in the marketplace. So easiest way, milestonesys.com, you find a link to marketplace, or the QR code takes you directly there. But it's fascinating. That means really something that we can now start to delivering very specialized solutions to customers to really improve their situation and their life and their operation by delivering smart solutions. So XProtect is the very fundamental, well, should we say foundation of a smart system, if I may be a little bit bold to say. So Marketplace. Okay, let's now use Marketplace as the example then to look into smart campuses. And when we have spent, our marketing team has spent a lot of time with campuses, customers, to really understand what they are struggling with. And it boils down to 3 fundamental areas. It's about the environment, which we can think of more as the physical space. It's about the welfare of the people working there, as well as the students. And it's about the convenience, to make our life easier, to make people's lives easier. If we drill down into the environmental aspect of campuses, we see things like more, say, on-demand cleaning services to maintain the physical space. It's about mitigating vandalism and graffiti and all of that to make the space feel more pleasant. As I live in UK, I can say they should have that kind of system. When we talk about the property perimeter protection, as well as optimizing the space. Do we need more space? Can we use the space in a more efficient way? And things like traffic flow analysis, which then also in many ways connects to people's living and well-being. So one of the things I would like to just highlight, and again, this proves the strength of Marketplace, where now what you will see in the video is the XProtect, so our video management software at its core, but adding a solution from our Marketplace dealing with occupancy. So this can then be used to look at traffic flow. It can be used as the space utilization, and we can, in this case, we focus on vehicles, but same thing could be used for people as well, to understand areas where getting crowded as well as underutilized. So we use only our platform as the application dealing with the video, and this application for Marketplace is then doing all the processing around occupancy and presentation of the data and integrating with all the services and processes the customers have. let's jump into the customer welfare and how we can then use technology to help students and staff's well-being. We talk about, for example, reacting faster to fire detection, as well as safety equipment. I jump into the one here, and you heard me talking about how IoT sensors now start also to play an important role in our physical security industry. So what's happening here is a number of thermometer sensors. It should start playing, I believe. Oh. Yeah, okay. So what was displayed here was there was a number of sensors for temperature, fire detectors, as well as water leakage sensors, all integrated into X-Protect. And interesting thing there is that what you would have seen, that when you get a fire alarm, you can immediately switch to the camera to verify, visually verify. And I've been into, I shouldn't say, but it was a facility in Macau where I could see that the guy responsible for the fire detection system was sitting on one side of the table, and back to back was his colleague. He was responsible for the video surveillance system. So if a fire would happen, they would have to shout to each other across the room. We now see that is now actually finally merging together, and it can all present one unified platform for, again, improved well-being. Here is an interesting thing. Keep an eye on, this is a detection of suspicious behavior, and you can see it will play a few times. You can see that it now detects first, and the person then jumps up and grabs the phone. So that's interesting that we can now predict an event before it actually happens. Jumping then to the last one, which is about convenience, is about things like shuttle service optimization. Funnily enough, I had a conversation with the Hong Kong Science Park a couple of years ago, where they actually looked into exactly that kind of solution to make sure that they could provide for shuttle bus services in a more efficient and timely manner, as well as identifying illegal parking to make sure that the parking spots are available to those that are in need. I give you just one example here. You can then look at the parking space and again an application provided by this company, Koleska, that can detect the parking spots and then see which one has been occupied, how many parking spaces are available, and of course the average parking time. I jump quickly now to license plate. Again, we have seen license plate applications in the past, and using the same concept that we are using the video platform, so that this company can then focus on their license plate recognition algorithms, and we can then together bring a total solution. And now that we are reaching our final minutes here, I will then just jump to a forensic search, which is an interesting application. This is a camera built-in function, but as so many other things, it's about the broader solution, not only a camera, not only software. So what's happening here, and what you will see, the camera is processing the video to derive what's called metadata. So that means information about objects, classification of objects. Is it a human? Is it a car? Is it a truck? Is it a car? A bicycle? And location and direction. And from there on, when we want to find an event, we can look at the metadata instead of the video. So here we go. So far, it's only the processing of the videos going on there, and you see the boxes and lines and everything just being processed, just for illustration. The funny thing now comes, if we want to find someone that has passed a certain area, we don't need to process all the video once again. We can just look into an area. We are drawing a field, place that on the pavement, looking at persons walking in one direction or another, and in doing so, we can shortcut the search process. And again, we see that, for example, in the guards, the police are tremendously excited about this ability to jump straight into the video without having to spend hours of processing. So really making their life more efficient in order to deliver safer and more secure world. Yeah, so here we got the person entered, was standing there loitering in that area, now pops out. There is another interesting thing here. They wanted to find people walking on the road and crossing this line. We then again go into the video, but by not processing the video, but only the metadata. So the bottom line here again is the same. The camera is doing its job, and the XProtect video management software is then just using that concept of an open platform where they can then build a plugin into the VMS to again deliver a solution based on then the camera built-in function. So just a few examples there, focusing on the smart campuses, highlighting why XProtect is there for you today and also for you tomorrow, with the open platform concept in what we now see a data-driven video technology platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. So next we will have Daniel Liu, Vice President of Regional HQ of Iron Yun. He will present the AI-enabled video analytics for us. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much to your time to be here with us. And thank you, SQX, been so kind to invite us to be here to share our company as well as the technology with you. Iron Yun, it sounds very Chinese. Actually, it's correct. It's come from Taiwan. It started off from there. But our HQ is in US. We start out with a new building with cloud, and it's a private cloud. And back then, not many people know what to do with cloud. And we created cloud for people to deploy their video analytic on the cloud so they can make full use of it and become a very scalable kind of a platform for people to make full use of it, to maximize it, the capability of that. But it's very hard and challenging. So in 2015, we changed the direction. We make our AI video analytic launch in that year, and we call it video search. Okay, today this is a very powerful solution. They are not just be able to do search, they can do a lot of back-end training and enhance the search capabilities. And today we are working very closely with Milestone. As you say, that Milestone is the #1 in Asia Pac. We are working very closely with them. We grow together with them, and we grow together with our partner out there. So Video is our product name. We have a lot of a function back in there. You can make full use of it and can do a lot of wonderful things that a lot of AI not able to offer. This is our head office in US. Our group started off in 2009, but in 2015, we privatized the company. And we set up a HQ in US, Stamford, Connecticut, and then we moved on to Singapore in the very same year, and Taiwan, as well as the Netherlands. So today our solution is mainly offered to a lot of Fortune 500 size company, but not just only for them, but also we offer to people who start up with only single camera. So you can see the kind of flexibility that we have that we can offer. I will share with you more along the line when we move on further. Same thing, our AI cover is the most important thing is a real-time detection and forensic search that can offer you to cover the area from security, safety, and also the healthcare, and also as well as access control and application, because AI is so powerful. They are not just only stay on with the security and safety area. They can do more than what you want them to do. That's why they make Iron Yun to become one of the company that offer the broadest video analytics in one single platform. This is our award-winning product. Iron AI Vision Platform. This is something that we do. You can see that right now it's on-premise, but we replan 2 years down the road that we're going to put it on the cloud. In fact, the people will start talking to us. And this vision platform is actually running on Ubuntu or Linux, you call it. And it's an open architecture. It can connect to all the IP cameras, recommended to use a 1080p resolution. And also, it have to be on with an RTSP. In open architecture, that's why it can be easily connected to a lot of VMS. And I will share with you who are they we work with beside Milestone. Of course, Milestone is one of our preferred partner, and we are strong in search and detection. Why customer chose us? As I mentioned to you, we are the only one company in the world that the most video analytics in one single platform. And it's not easy for you to find a solution like this. And people will start asking that when you have all this video analytics platform, are you able to perform as what it's supposed to be? Yes, how we start off with? We start off with the video search, then we put on in the intrusion detection, we come with the face recognition. When we start doing well, we move on to the next one. In fact, we are going beyond that, which I will show you shortly. And the scalability is there. We have done more than 20,000 cameras in one smart city in Taiwan. The second largest project we have done is 10,000. The rest is over 1,000 or so. But as people were asking, whether are we able to do a single camera? Of course, this is the area that we are also cover to make sure that customer can start out with single camera and scale it up all the way with our technology. And it's fully flexible. When you deploy a lot of a player, when they deploy the camera with that specific video analytic, when they want to change to another position, they have to move the camera together with the video analytic. For ours, we don't have to do that. You just need to do a reconfiguration on the backend system. They'll be able to serve you well. In terms of performance, we are running, in fact, our AI is already on a mature stage. And we even try to push it up further with a specific feature, allow customer to give feedback while they're using it. So that means when we deliver our solution to you, our commitment just begins. Time to market, we learn and we learn and we adopt that. During pandemic, 2019. A lot of people struggling and suffering, and we are growing. We have developed a lot of a solution to assist the industry to maintain and perform. That's why we've been growing ever since 2019 until today. We've been ranked #1 in terms of capability-wise by IDC, International Digital Corporation. And we are one of the major players, not just only 2021. I received a report today. In 2022, we are also improved our performance back in the marketplace. We are one of the stronger partners to NVIDIA. To do AI, you cannot go without GPU. So they are our stronger partner, and we've been developed a lot of the library together with them, and with them we grow. We won the award in 2020 in SIA, Security Industrial Association, and we won 2 awards last year. Basically, it's a platform that I've shared with you just now. And this platform is not only just running my own video analytic. We are welcome other people's video analytic to be deployed and integrate to our system. And we have something that very interesting that able to do the enhance the body cam by sending the right information in real time. That means our camera, whether it's an iPhone or whether it's an Android, we have this video cam app in there. You don't have to pay for any single cent for the app, and yet it can perform a real time to detect item or object that you're looking for. This is what I meant that brought video, AI video analytics in one single platform, from video search, face recognition, face search, ID verification object, all the way down to cross-camera tracking. It's not that all. We should have more, but we can't squeeze in here. And we can customize for customers who want to use it. Like for example, I understand there's a guest from a DP World. We have done something for DP World to detect the person using the mobile phone, but not by identify the object, but identify the action, all right, their posture. So from this whatever you can see down here, it's not that, our limit is beyond that. And one good thing is that we are not just purely for security, safety, but also for marketing. We have a kind of a solution, we have kind of a, we call it video data. It can perform like a Grafana kind of a user interface to share data very precisely with end user. Cannot move. This is the one I'm talking about. All right, so one of the banks in Singapore, the largest bank in Singapore, is looking at it and they like it very much. Not just only we can do what we can do here, we can do more than that. That's why I mean that our system is so open, it's fully integrated to many VMS, and now there's a PSIM company from Israel looking for us to get our system integrated into theirs. So these are the intrusion, very standard. It's not just only for safety, security, and also the public safety as well. Facial recognition, you can do that. Our facial recognition is one of the top 10 in niche that just now Michael mentioned about it. You have this solution, but how are you going to use it? When you put on our platform, it can perform tracking. All right, it can track, it can trace real time, and as well as forensic. Same thing, the number plate. And we are able to detect make and model. And this particular solution, we deploy in Qatar for the World Cup. And it's a very huge project we have done, and we just completed our deployment just before the World Cup. Real time again. Here's a heat map. So that's what I meant by something that very interesting. It's not just only beyond, not just what you're doing with what you see, we can do beyond what you can do. Like DIY, our DIY program is very interesting. Whatever you have today, the library is not limited to this. You are able to train, we allow customer to train or user to train additional object to make it, to make the whole coverage wider and broader. We have all the mobile app, and of course, this video cam is something that I mentioned to you that is an award-winning project. So these are the, I only have 10 minutes. They're pushing me from the back. Okay, these are the record come from a report came from our customer, not given by us. You can see that from 2,000 false alert after install our solution, the ESPM have found that we only have 10 false alert, and which is a 99.97% accuracy. All right. As I mentioned to you that we are not just only doing on-premise, we are cloud ready because we are our R&D team is very strong in cloud. So we can do video AI camera, and also we can do also the deployment with the appliances. Let me share with you that's how it look like. It's so simple. One single camera, and you can expand it accordingly, and we can deploy thousands of cameras, but only one direction. The company that we work with is a well-established company who have the on-camera video analytic in it. Okay. So you can see it's so flexible and so scalable. It's not just only for the AI camera, you can for the IP camera, for the edge, and for all the appliances. It's not only to one site, to the multiple site. That's how we can do the scalability for the customer. That's how it look like. Okay, all the combination, all the mix and a model that you can use, and a different kind of requirement. It's a multi-site deployment kind of a solution, and it can be either on-premise or it can be on the cloud, because currently that a lot of people that are thinking to put their AI on the cloud, that is very costly. You stream all your RTSP to the cloud, it's going to cost you a lot. But with this solution hybrid, you can minimize the cost quite a fair bit. All right, this is a real case for the 250 retail outlet using the single camera, or you can use edge to do more function. This is more detailed kind of architecture. So let me quickly go through some of the projects we have done in Singapore. MPark is a government project. This is the one that I have done in my area. A PUB, because Singapore is a shortage of water. So water to us is very modern. So to get into the project is not easy. They select the best solution as they can. Micron, I think you're more familiar with that. It's a private sector. And this is a hospital in Singapore. It's not easy to get into the Singapore hospital. And KK Hospital is one of the largest women hospital in Singapore. They're using our solution. All together, they're going to have 2,000 cameras in there. They are looking for the expansion soon. This is CTTSO, Department of Defense in US. We've been selected, and we have done something for them in year 2020. In 2021, we delivered a solution. It worked together with not just only the PTZ IP camera, but together with LiDAR. Singapore Police Force, ABB, Siam Cement Group, LA Bank, ESPN as well. This is the one who give us a good report. Volkswagen, we have developed their screening solution for them. Mohegan Suns Casino, Foxwood Casino, GoDaddy Casino in India as well. This is a stadium, direct stadium that we work together with the A6 camera, and we tie the camera to our solution. It's pretty powerful by doing so, and a lot of customization in there that a lot of people can do. Okay, this is a DP word that I mentioned that we have done the mobile phone detection, people using mobile phone while they're in the hazard area. This is a last slide I'd like to share with you that we recently won the UBS project from this Rockefeller in New York. We have more to share. 10 minutes is not enough for me. That I hope that we have a chance to talk a little more, or you can get this SQX to assist you. We will go through them to share with you more than what we can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, 10 minutes is really not enough. So visit Aaron Yun's booth and talk to Daniel during the break. Okay, thank you. And 咁下一位嘅嘉賓，我哋有請華為嘅 Senior Solution Architect Gary 方先生，咁有請佢為我哋 present 下一個 session。唔該 Gary。
大家好，係啦，咁我係阿 Gary 峰啦，咁我今日就代表華為，係啦，咁我係 come from 呢個華為 Enterprise 嘅 EBG Group 嘅 Solution Architect，係啦，咁其實今日咧就會同大家分享一個我哋嘅智慧園區嘅網絡，係啦，咁第一部分啦，咁我希望透過20分鐘啦，同大家分享一下，係啦，咁而今日嘅 agenda 咧，第一部分就會同大家講下一啲近年嘅 trend 啦同 challenge 啦。咁第二部分亦都會同大家講下一啲我哋華為嘅 solution highlight 啦，同埋一啲我哋嘅 successful story 係啦。咁最後亦都會講解一下點解大家要揀我哋華為啦。好係啦，咁其實疫情都過咗幾年啦，咁其實我哋已經去到一個 post pandemic 嘅年代啦，大家都講緊係啦。咁其實過咗呢幾年嘅疫情，咁其實我哋會有啲咩唔同嘅機遇，同埋有啲咩唔同嘅情況咧？咁喺呢個我哋嘅工作啦、學習啦，以至到我哋嘅生活上邊咧，其實都有啲改變嘅，係啦。咁而喺工作上邊咧，咁可能大家以往嘅meeting 可能都係面對面啦。咁而家近年疫情，咁好多咧都已經係變咗係一啲 online 嘅 meeting，係啦。咁而 online 嘅 meeting 亦都會變到，除咗喺一啲office 啦以外啦，亦都會喺屋企啦，在家辦公啦，係啦。咁而喺學習咧，咁亦都會有好多唔同嘅 e-learning 嘅 platform 啦。以至到好多唔同嘅remote 嘅 cloud 嘅 application 都係出現咗出嚟嘅，係啦。咁而喺我哋嘅日常生活咧，亦都變咗好多嘅唔同嘅智能化啦。例如多咗好多嘅 IoT 嘅嘢啦，好似譬如一啲智能嘅機械人啦、清潔嘅機械人啦，以至到一啲唔同類型嘅，好似譬如我哋喺一啲 lift 裏邊，以前我哋都可能要撳個按鈕去撳個 lift 嘅，咁而家可能已經係用 infrared 啦。咁其實好多嘢都係因為呢個疫情咧而係有轉變嘅，係啦。咁而最重要嘅啦，咁亦都係 network infrastructure 嘅 support 咧，係呢個數碼化嘅轉型嘅其中一個重要嘅元素啦，係啦。咁而我哋見到傳統嘅網絡同埋一個digital 嘅 transformation， 咁究竟傳統嘅網絡係咪可以支撐到一個 digital transformation 咧？咁我哋會見到有幾個問題啦。咁WiFi， 咁傳統嘅 WiFi level 可能係未必足夠支撐呢個 digital transformation 嘅。咁原因喺邊度咧？咁其中之一就係以往我哋嘅 WiFi 可能只係連接我哋嘅用戶啦，咁但係而家越嚟越多可能係例如唔同嘅 IoT 嘅 device 啦、唔同嘅設備啦，例如一啲 VR 啦、AR 嘅 gaming 啦，係啦，咁變咗呢啲咁嘅東西咧，其實傳統嘅 WiFi level 就已經再唔足夠啦，係啦，咁我哋就需要去改朝換代啦，係啦，咁而網絡嘅架構上邊，傳統亦都可能幾個 layer、3個 layer，係啦，咁或者唔同嘅複雜嘅架構。咁好多唔同嘅 hub room 啦、ELV room 啦，咁其實係唔足夠去支撐呢個 digital transformation 嘅改變嘅，係啦。咁以至到一個運作啦 ，operation and management 啦，我哋都經常會講，係啦。咁究竟有唔同類型嘅網絡係啦，咁多張網，大家點樣去管理係啦？可能又有OA 啦，又有一啲 research 啦，又有一啲 security 嘅 level 啦。咁其實究竟點樣去管理咧？咁跟住落嚟咧，就會同大家分享一下究竟我哋華為有咩解決方案可以解決到呢一方面嘅問題係啦。咁今日咧就會同大家 share 一下咧，就係我哋一個叫 IP 加 PON 嘅 network 嘅 architecture 係啦。咁呢個究竟係乜東東咧？大家會見到傳統嘅 network architecture 上邊咧，我哋會有一個 central 嘅 switch 啦。咁會有傳統嘅 architecture 咧，會有3個 layer 啦，可能 central 啦、aggregation 再有 access 啦。咁但係而我哋呢個 architecture 咧，除咗係一個傳統嘅 Ethernet 之外咧，我哋亦都係可以配合埋一個 optical 嘅 network 嘅，係啦，即係講緊係大家 share 一個 core， 跟住可以一邊係接一個Ethernet， 一邊係接一個 optical， 係啦。咁嗰個好處喺邊度咧？就係可以接唔同嘅終端啦，係啦，亦都可以喺唔同嘅場景嘅，係啦。咁簡單講就係可以有效咁樣去用同一個管理嘅系統嚟去管理同一張 Ethernet 同埋一個光嘅網絡，係啦。咁由以往嘅3層架構可以變到做一個2層嘅架構。係啦，亦都可以做一個seamless 嘅 roaming， 係啦，喺 WiFi 上邊係啦。咁究竟我哋喺乜嘢情況，我哋用乜嘢嘅 IP 啊，定係用光嘅 level 咧？係啦，咁呢度會有啲同大家分享一下，係啦。其中如果譬如喺一啲係high density 嘅 WiFi 啦，係一啲冇 remote power， 需有 remote power 嘅地方啦，咁其實我哋可以用一個 Ethernet 嘅 level， 係啦，例如一啲大學嘅班房啦。一啲library 啦，係啦，一啲場景啦，以至到一啲 office 啦，或者一啲 lab 啦，咁其實呢啲類型咧就可能會用翻 Ethernet 嘅 level 會比較適合嘅，係啦。咁乜嘢類型會比較適合係用 optical 咧？係啦，咁例如一啲酒店啦，係啦，一啲 remote 嘅可能係一啲 CCTV 嘅 board 啦， 係啦，一啲 private office 啦，一啲可能學校啦，係啦，咁佢哋可能係分開唔同嘅 tenant，咁可以就用一個咁嘅 optical network。咁而我哋嘅優勢就係講緊喺呢個 network 嘅 infrastructure 裏邊咧，我哋可以共享一個嘅 core 啦，共享一個 data center 啦，而又可以分開 Ethernet 同埋 optical 嘅，係啦。咁另外我哋亦都有一啲創新嘅方案啦，係啦。咁我哋呢個叫做簡化嘅園區網絡啦，係啦。咁由以往嘅可能係由3層嘅架構，我哋轉做2層嘅架構，係啦。咁我哋亦都有一個全球獨創嘅一個叫 Hybrid Cable，喺今日我哋嗰個演廳咧，我哋都會有演示出嚟俾大家睇嘅，係啦。咁呢個 Hybrid Cable 究竟係乜東東咧？咁其實佢就係一個光纖，同時亦都係可以供得到電嘅，係啦。我哋亦都有自己獨創嘅optical transceiver 啦。係啦，咁其實可以解決到咩問題咧？咁下邊可以再講，係啦，係啦。咁呢個我哋叫做 Solar System 啦，我哋公司 internal 我哋嗰個產品嘅名稱係啦。咁你會見到喺左邊啦，左邊嗰度係啦一個傳統嘅架構啦，啱啱講嘅一個3層嘅網絡嘅架構，一個 core 啦，一個 access 啦。咁大家可能去到每一個位置度，其實就可能要拉好多唔同嘅 cabling，係啦。可能譬如果我下邊有鏡頭、有 WiFi。有電話係啦，可能有啲video conference 嘅 device， 可能即係你要拉4條嘅 vertical 嘅線啦，係啦。咁但係如果用咗我哋呢個簡化嘅 solar system 咧，咁其實我哋可以好簡單，由個 core 係啦 ，core 同時亦都係一個 central 嘅 switch 啦，可以用一個光電嘅線啦，咁就拉到去每一個嘅地方啦。咁而每一個地方再由呢個 RU 咧就供翻電俾唔同嘅 device 係啦。咁呢個本地嘅 RU 咧亦都唔需要自己攞電嘅，係啦，可以通過呢個光纖啦。加埋供電嘅一體化嘅線路啦，咁就可以做得到噶啦。係啦，咁除咗一啲即係physical 嘅佈線啊，以至到一個嘅 layer 嘅 architecture 之外咧，咁喺呢個 software 上邊咧，其實我哋都有啲技術咧可以解決得到嘅。咁以往咧好多客戶可能佢都會分開好多唔同嘅 layer 啦。即係可能譬如有分 office 嘅 layer 啦，有分 gas 嘅 layer 啦，有分 CCTV 啦，有分 ELV 啦，咁就分開好多張網，咁亦都好複雜去管理，亦都係要重複嘅投資啦，大家都明白，係啦。咁而我哋有一個VXLAN 嘅技術咧，就可以通過一個physical 嘅 layer 咧，界分開幾個唔同嘅 virtual 嘅 layer，係啦。咁中間大家可以合埋一齊，可以分開，係啦。咁通過呢個嘅架構咧，咁就可以令到大家嘅投資咧可以簡化啲，亦都可以 save 大家嘅 investment， 係啦。咁而喺光嘅領域咧，我哋亦都有一啲創新嘅。咁今日喺我哋嗰個 demo 嘅 booth 啦，亦都會有得俾大家睇嘅，係啦。咁我哋國內可能會叫光貓啦，係啦。咁即係好似大家喺屋企裏邊由 broadband 可能俾到一個嘅光嘅盒你哋啦 ，ONU 啦，係啦。咁每間屋可能會有一個啦，係啦。咁而我哋嗰個 ONU 咧係創新到咧，我哋係一個 optical transceiver 嘅大細，係啦。咁直接連落去個鏡頭，以至到連落個 AP， 係啦。咁已經可以做到一個光嘅 layer 㗎啦。咁呢個亦都係我哋比較獨創嘅技術嚟嘅，係啦。咁除咗光啦，同埋呢個Ethernet 之外啦，咁其實我哋亦都有華為，我哋亦都係致力咁去研發我哋唔同嘅 technology 啦，當中亦都包括 WiFi layer， 係啦。咁而 WiFi layer 裏邊咧，咁其實我哋有啲乜嘢獨有嘅技術啦，同埋有啲咩創新嘅地方咧，係啦。咁例如就係一個 smart antenna 啦，係啦。咁大家會見到，咁可能相比其他 industry 嘅player 咧，咁佢哋可能係用一啲 OMI 啦，咁而我哋就會用一啲 smart antenna 係啦嘅方法，係啦。咁就令到嗰個色流可以 enhance 咗啦，同時亦都可以提高20% 以上嘅喺嗰個 coverage 裏邊，係啦。咁另外喺個硬件嘅設計啦，咁會係有唔同嘅 layer 嘅設計啦，咁令到嗰個天線嘅覆蓋啦，以至到嗰個 coverage 咧，亦都係會比其他嘅 vendor 係更加好嘅，係啦。咁喺個 beamforming 方面咧，咁其實我哋亦都有一啲 beam training 嘅 AI 嘅 algorithm 做咗喺我哋嘅 WiFi 嘅 technology 裏邊嘅，係啦。咁嗰個 WiFi 當係 idle 嘅時候咧，其實佢都會去揾最好嘅 path 啦。最好嘅 connectivity 都去同我哋個 client 去做個連接嘅，係啦，咁就可以令到嗰個效果係會比傳統嘅 antenna 會更加好嘅，係啦，係啦。咁而今日可能在座好多朋友啦，亦都會有會即 即係除咗可能話啊，如果你哋要起一個做一個啲 project 啦，做一啲 ELV 嘅 project 啦，或者做一啲outdoor 嘅 project 啦，咁可能未必有呢個條件咧，俾你去做一個optical 嘅 level 啦，或者做一個 Ethernet 嘅 level 嘅。咁究竟可唔可以用一個 wireless 嘅 mesh 咧嘅方法咧嚟去做咧？咁呢個絕對可以嘅，係啦。咁其實我哋而家今天嚟講咧，我哋嘅 point to point level 咧，我哋可以去到8個 hop 嘅最多，係啦。咁喺上邊嘅其中一個方案啦，係啦。咁而喺一啲leaf loop 咧，喺一啲譬如一啲交通、一啲可能鐵路嘅網絡咧，我哋亦都可以做一個 chat side 嘅方法嘅，就係講緊喺整個可能譬如以鐵路為例啦，喺整個周邊嘅鐵路裏邊咧，我哋就佈一啲 WiFi 係啦，咁就再同翻可能 vertical 可能車廂裏邊嘅 device 咧，就放一個 WiFi 嘅 meshing， 做一個移動嘅wireless 嘅 meshing 係啦，咁我哋都會有呢一類型嘅方案嘅。係啦。咁而另外亦都有一個幾大嘅特點啦，即係如果有咁嘅網絡，咁大家都需要有一個系統去俾佢一個中央化嘅管理啦，係啦。咁而我哋嘅產品啱啱都有講過，我哋喺 IP 領域上邊，我哋會有一個光電合一嘅 level 啦。咁而喺 WiFi，我哋會有一啲 WiFi meshing 啊，以至到 WiFi coverage 嘅 level 啦。係啦，咁我哋亦都有光加電可以有 optical 嘅 OLT 嘅 level 啦，同埋一啲 ONU 啦，即係 end device 嘅 level 啦。咁其實全部呢啲嘢咧，都係可以通過一個好簡單嘅 plug and play 嘅方法啦，可以係以一個 single pane of glass 嘅形式咧嚟去統一咁去管理嘅，係啦。咁所有 device 嘅情況啦，佢哋嘅 link 啦、嘅連路啦，係啦，全部係可以通過呢個界面係去可以管理得到，係啦，可以好清晰化咁去管理到，有問題亦都係可以睇得到嘅，係啦。好，係啦，咁呢部分亦都會講下啦。咁其實喺呢個唔同嘅我哋嘅 campus level 嘅 solution 裏邊咧，咁其實全球咧我哋已經有超過1800個嘅 industry 咧，其實都已經有用緊㗎啦，係啦。咁我哋喺林種種嘅唔同嘅類型嘅客戶啦、唔同國家啦、唔同地方啦，咁當中包括可能全球超過700間嘅大學啦、500多個嘅campus 啦，以至500多個嘅 hotel 啦，同埋其他類型嘅客戶咧，其實都已經有採用到我哋呢個嘅方案嘅。係啦，咁做個 wrap up 啦，咁有個 video 就簡介翻啱啱我講嘅呢個 IP optical 嘅 solution。
Wireless has freed us from wired constraints, but it is unacceptable to replace cables every time Wi-Fi needs to be upgraded. The fast rise of IoT takes us into a new era where all things are connected. However, the influx of terminals leads to a larger device scale. As LANs constantly expand, network O&M becomes more complex than ever. However, inflexible network architecture results in high terminal capacity expansion costs and time-consuming provisioning. Adhering to the simplified architecture concept, Huawei launched the low-carbon intelligent campus network solution that revolutionizes campus network architecture and transmission media to build a simplified, low-carbon, and always-on digital office network. Compared with traditional solutions, Huawei's new solution simplifies network architecture from 3 layers to 2 layers. Remote units, RUs, are deployed onto the nearest desktops, minimizing cabling. RUs are the extended ports of the central switch. They are plug-and-play, configuration-free, and management-free. As such, one device suffices for access of the entire building, achieving entire network as one device. All RUs are quiet and energy efficient as they use highly energy efficient chips and fanless design, with the average single port power consumption of less than 1 watt. This can save 25,193 kilowatt hours of electricity a year on an example office campus with 2,000 users, which equates to planting 1,395 trees, saving energy and reducing emissions. The hybrid cable combines the advantages fiber cable and network cable. Therefore, it is considered to be a new choice for campus networks. Innovative optical electrical PoE enables ultra-long distance PoE power supply, and eliminates the need for extra low voltage ELV rooms on floors or local power supply. Hybrid cables offer ultra-high transmission bandwidth needed for smooth evolution of campus networks and services, avoiding cable investment loss caused by frequent cable replacement. Huawei's low-carbon intelligent campus network solution is an ideal choice to build future-proof campus networks towards green and low-carbon transformation.
好，係啦，咁希望呢個方案可以幫得到大家啦，亦都有嚟緊有機會可以同大家合作，係啦，咁亦都即係希望透過呢個機會啦，同大家都即係介紹下我哋華為啦。咁其實我哋華為係一個 leading 嘅 provider 啦，按呢個 ICT 嘅 infrastructure 啦，同埋呢個 smart 嘅 device 嘅。咁而公司嘅理念咧，就係希望將我哋可以連接世界啦，將人啦、屋企啦同埋每個機構係連接到去世界嘅，係啦。咁我哋全球大概有197000嘅員工啦，咁喺170多個 country 啦，同埋有我哋超過一半嘅 R&D 嘅 staff 啦。咁而我哋喺 R&D 嘅 investment 咧，我哋係 number 3嘅全球，係啦。咁而Fortune Global咧，我哋而家排名係 number 44，係啦。咁而我哋喺唔同嘅領域啦，即係今日啱啱介紹嘅方案裏邊啦，咁喺 WiFi 6啦，咁其實我哋喺RFC 嘅 draft 啦，我哋係 number 1嘅，係啦。咁而參與呢個 standard 咧，即係喺唔同嘅 datacom 嘅 product 咧，我哋嘅 IETF 裏邊嘅 draft 我哋係 number 2啦，係啦。咁而喺啱啱講嘅 point 嘅 level 啦，一個 passive level 啦，咁其實我哋 global 嘅 market share 已經去到 number 1㗎啦。咁而 even SG share 咁我哋 global 係去到 number 2嘅，係啦。咁呢個一個 wrap up 啦。係啦，咁如果按今日嘅present 係啦，有啲咩問題係啦，咁大家都歡迎可以email 啦 ，leave 翻個 message 俾我啦，係啦，多謝大家。
好，唔該晒 Gary，thank you。好，咁我哋去到 break 之前，我哋有請最後break 之前嘅最後一位講者啦。咁 please welcome Mr. Felix Yu, the Business Development Manager of Sanitel. So he will present Sanitel Intelligent Public Address Intercom and Communication, a very powerful audio and intercom system. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Felix Yu from Sanitel, and today I would like to introduce Sanitel solutions and our products for use. Sanitel is a PAVA company, solution companies, public address and voice alarm solutions providers. So in today's topics, we'll be including some market intelligence and our solutions and the integrations overviews for you. And finally, we have some case reference in the worldwide for sharing. Sanitel is a Norwegian company. We started in 1901, so a quite long history companies. And in the worldwide, we operations with 370 people in the worldwide, and co-works with our partners around the 75 countries or areas. So in Hong Kong, our major co-works is SQX. So that is why I'm be here and sharing our stories for you. So as our experience, from the offshore part, we provide the solutions to over 30,000 ships. And in the onshore part, our major is transportations. And transportations, we already provide over 3,000 case reference in the stations. So we start to provide IP solutions since 2006. So already have over 500,000 experience in that. So today, why I'm here since as today's security platforms, so we can recap what you are using the security operation platforms. So I think they already have a graph. So you can share, you can see once the incident happens. So I think your system will be pop up the relays map to show where it happens and what is happens from your maybe your alarm systems or your access control system to see who is there. And next, I think it will be automatic to pop up the videos, cameras to see where is that and what's wrong is that. But at this moment, I think your security guards or your administrators will be take actions. What actions? He will pick up his phone or pick up his radios, walkie-talkies, or telephones to call and to communications. So at this moment, I think the following actions will be separate with your systems. So that is why Zinitel be here. Since we add in those audio communications, we like to add in into your platforms to make your systems not only focus on the system part, and will be more close to the safeties operations on that. So as mentioned, so they need to communications with certain peoples or certain areas. So in the audio industries, they will be have for example, one-to-ones is called by, we regularly call it intercoms. So we need to contact with a certain point. And another situation will be maybe at the urgent emergency. So they need to have a public announcements about the PA systems. And another, maybe they need to contact with some other people to have a conference to discussions. No matter it's through your phones or through the walkie-talkies. So that's all is what Zinitel can provide, since Zinitel provide the overall audio solutions on that. And not at this, we also provide the world-class audios. What is world-class audios? Since we provide audios will be optimized, the qualities. First of all, we will be detect the environment's noise and the echoes issues. We will be cancellations, those noise and echoes. And also when the audio is transit, we will detect the environments, no matter it's a transit site or receive site, we will detect the environment situations to automatically to gain controls or audio controls to optimize the voice to that each one can be heard and maybe be understood. Okay. And in our products, we also embedded the amplifier. So from the outlook, there will be like intercoms, but for function base, there is not intercoms only. There also is speakers. Okay, since they already embedded an amplifier with 10 watts capabilities on that. Okay, this is a demos videos. We can see the performance of our noise cancellations.
We have set up a system with 2 turbine stations. They are located in a noisy area where there is truck or traffic. And then we have a desktop intercom, which can be called from these 2 stations. So these 2 turbines, they are located on exactly the same location. One has noise cancelling disabled and one has noise cancelling enabled. So if you then switch to this station here, this is the station that receives the call. Yeah, I can put it here. Receives the call from the turbines. So let's try first to call. Yeah, here's the call coming in. So this is, hi you are, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm right in the middle of the city, next to a lot of trucks.
Yeah, you can hear it's very noisy, but do you have a second station there you can call from?
Yes, I have. Yeah, very good.
Okay, so this is the second station, right?
Yes.
And here is the noise cancelling enabled. So are the trucks still there?
Yes, they are. Can you not hear them?
No, you don't hear anything.
Amazing.
Let me call you on the other station and check again.
All right.
And this is the same location, right?
Yes. I haven't jumped anywhere.
And still on the same location?
Still on the same location.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the demo, Roar.
Okay.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Okay, so you can see our performance regarding the noise cancellations. And next ones, I will play another videos demos. The environment is the tunnels. As you can imagine, in the tunnels is quite lousy and noisy.
Sua mensagem foi registrada. Por favor, aguarde. Sala de controle, prossiga.
Ok, Rodrigo, estou aqui no túnel Charitas Capubá fazendo um teste de áudio com a estação. Você me copia alto e claro?
Consigo te copiar. O áudio aqui está basicamente sem ruído. O volume só está um pouco baixo devido à distância aí.
Ok, agora eu estou bem próximo da estação, você me ouve bem, né?
Perfeitamente, alto e claro.
Ok, obrigado.
Okay, so we not only provide the noise cancellations, and our audios optimized will be including the value controls. So depends on your environment, we will detect and automatic to adjustment the values. So no matter in the hardized areas or under the factory production lines, or also in any outside areas, so you can put anywhere. Since our operations temperatures can up to 30 degrees, so this will be easy to operations outside areas. So also can connect a handset, so you can talk while you need to privacy to communications on that. So anywhere you can do that. And following will be a few years ago, we take a videos. There's a very crazy videos on that, since we performs while the V8 racing cars. Since you can imagine the engines in the V8 will be very lousy on that. So I put a little quick on that.
Commencing test one.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Commencing test two.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Commencing test three.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so in the voice industries, we always using the unit is dBs. So every 6 dBs, so you need to 6 dB means you need to double powers to achieve that. So you can see that here is a Formula Ones. In the worldwide Formula Ones, you always can see our device in that. Sorry. Why our device there here? Since they need to critical communications without any noise inference. So they always need a crystals or audios to communications without any sequence delays or non-clear to each other. Okay. So let's talk about market intelligence. So in our focus will be like this, or building a security of facility, a factory security or public safety, education, health care, hospitals, prisons, retail, transportation, and heavy industries. Okay. So typically we will be doing like this ways. We can have as mentioned, you can put our device anywhere on the streets to operations. And also you can put our device in the far away remote site, area needs rescues or emergency points. Or you also can put our device in the stations. And we also have speakers. Actually, our speaker is also the intercoms, since our speaker is embedded microphones. So you can also talk to the speakers anywhere. And we can integrate the walkie-talkie. So any departments, police or fire departments, they also using the walkie-talkies. So we will be integrated with their voice signals to our platforms to communications. So all of this will be contact and transit to your central platforms, central control rooms. So your central control room may be using the milestones platforms. So also will be under milestones platforms to receive all the audios. So, and you have, if sometimes you will be have other control system you like to integrate. For example, you need to control the gate to open, or control light to turn on. So you also can using our modules to integrate on that. Okay, talking about our solutions. So we have a complete portfolios for any scenario you need, no matter inside or outside, or as mentioned, our speakers also is the interphone, also including the intercom functions. Or some space you will be have a hard drive. You can use in the yellow ones, and in anti-explosions, we also have a light one. Okay. So these are our platforms. So our platform will be similar with other systems. Our security system, the platforms, including the maps and the videos and the signals around happens, you will automatically pop up. And the additional ones will be, we automate to connect with your audio device, no matter is a speakers or PA systems or intercom you would like to communications. And the special point of our device, we embedded have three models to operations. One is SIP modes and one is serverless. Your unit full functions integrates will be have a server modes. So SIP modes, you can set up to the SIP mode to connect with other VoIP systems. For example, Avaya, Cisco's NEC Alcatel, for example, or they are using the standard SIP protocols. And our ICH system is a cluster, a small ones operations. Each cluster, each site will be maximum will be 65 device connections. What device we means is including the speakers or intercoms or modules will be like that. And the server base will be contact with measurement more than 500. So typically ICH or OV will like that. So our device all is supposed PoE connections for the for they will be easier to let you to install. Just only one cables and connect to our device will be take this runs. So sometimes customer will be using their laptop to become as a intercom device or public address device. So we just install our software, and then his laptop will be have the function to communications and make the public address to announcements. And we also can connect with other third parties SIP device inside. And we also have a VoIP kit to convert existing analog systems to digitals, to our system, to operations. And we also have a gateways to connection with your mobile phones or telephones like that. So in these system architectures, that means when outside of the facilities, I can call into inside anywhere, any stations to talk or to announcements. And the events, this is bidirections. So inside can, by the gateways to call to my ceiling phones. So ICH, each node will be operation with 64 device, but we can use in the H trunks to connect up to 50 sites in the operations. So that means totally we have more than 3,000 device that are using a serverless. We can do that. So there's the ICH. So move to the ICS AlphaCom, that's our server-based operations. So the major point is, since we have a dedicated servers on that, so the capabilities will be more on that. So you can see for our intercom device will be up to 552, and they also can connect up to 500 other party device to connection into. And server can connections up to 254. So that means totally will be up to 150,000 device in the one system. So that means that will be suitable for any entities in the worldwide, I think. Okay. So also have a group and a SIP trunk we can connect. As our systems, we are not only the intercom and the PA system. We also is 90% a telecom system. That so any telephone's functions, we also can place in our system. For example, any call you want to forwarding or to have a follow-ups or call escalations and on hold, always on that. Okay. And our system also can do the redundance. There will be N+1s. Okay, show you some special function on that. Our system can do in the conference. There will be a duplex conference. We call it duplex conference. So our conference will be not the user need to sit on the desktop, since they sometimes they are on walk-ins or outside. Just find out have our device on there will be intercoms, and you can sit on the phones. Okay, you see that. We also provide a simplified conference. There's only one way. So function will be like the walkie-talkies, the push-to-talk. So we can connect and integrate the radio's walkie-talkie system into our systems. So make it bigger. When the smart cities, we have a control centers in our city halls. Okay, so they need to contact and the communication with different departments. For example, you have a firefight and the police, other station, other departments. They are using their own frequency. So I think that is impossible. We ask everyone to change the same frequency to communication, since they also have their individuals' work need to take care of. So while our systems platforms, we can mix those channels into the same platforms to communications. So that is very powerful for the application in the audio's communications. Okay, and for our servers, we also can play the audios up to 70 different audios in the same systems to place on that. So they will be more useful for the maybe a shopping mall or a large commercial buildings. Different floor play, different audios on that. Okay, talk about the integrations. So you can see that that most of these security industry brands including surveillance or access control systems. For example, Honeywell, Hospital, Milestone, Leon, AMEC, Original, Genetech, or Tyco's software house. And also we have including some integrations with presams. The SNAD is the presams. Okay, so if your brands or your customers are using out of these brands, we also provide some special integration ways. If they are using a third parties or another new brands audio systems, we can easier to integrate since all our devices support standard SIP protocols. So SIP is the way to integrate for the audio applications. And if they are surveillance systems, we can use in the on-fifth. Since our signal is based on the standard on-fifth profile S protocols, so they can easier to connections to receive our signals to record. Okay, if they would like to have a deeper integrations, we provide us the free SDK to integrations. Okay, for Milestone, actually we with Milestone already have integrated more than 10 years. So as I introduced, we have ICH and ICS Alpha comms. One is server and one is serverless. So both already embedded have the integration functions with Milestones. So that means you can call our device via Milestones platforms to that. And once have a call to our systems, and the Milestones platform will be automatic to pop up our videos and our audio signals on that. Okay, so today we also have a booth on that. You can see our demos for actually to touch that. So go to markets, we security is our Hong Kong's partners. So I think any questions or any support you can find securities on that, and they can provide the demonstrates for you and the reply to you any question on that. Okay, sharing you some case reference on that. So first one is our reference in Hong Kong. It is Equinix data centers. For this project, is very special customers since until now they already have 230 data centers in the worldwide, and their deployment is any signals will come back to their headquarters. So that's what we using on the Equinix. And there is a case from the Germany. They will have over 171 schools. So in the campus, all the audios intercoms connect to their control centers, and control center will be linked to the police. So any health point have active, so the police will be easier to get connections. And there's a presence in Estonia. So you can see the edge device and our device on that. So we also can customize to provide for you if you want to have some different buttons on that. And this is another case in Chile. There's an amazing job since they integrate over 21 shopping malls into their control centers to have a backup. Okay. And in Taipei's metros, we also provide the recognized connections. This is China's in Harbin railways. We put our device on that to have a help points. And in Guangzhou also, actually in China, I think most of the international airports are using our system on that. This for Vidorias, also it's a metro's case. The Finland's, the rail lines. Australia's, we also have experience to put our device in the bus stations. So the police and local management teams, they can easier to have not only one way announcement, and also they can hear the situations since we are two ways. And this is Chile's metros. Okay, Australia's Jim. Okay, so this photo will be show you our device, not only the audio communications, we also can expansion our controls by our modules. As mentioned, you can control the lighting or control the other device for door opens. Anyways. Okay, so they also is on the car cage and also cable cars. So there's a connection and the transit the signal by the wireless. Okay, so above is our reference. So finally, since I think in the Great China areas for such kind of equations is quite news. So we always would like to sharing our knowledge for everybody. So we will be always encourage you can resist our websites to find out any knowledge on that. And also we have economies to sharing you some video to run on that will be always free on that. So thank you all. So above is my presentations. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Felix. I'm sure that people who have questions will visit your booth at Sanitel. 咁多謝 Felix。咁而家我哋就可以去一個 coffee break 啦。唔好意思啦，咁 schedule 上大家都有少少 delay， 咁所以可能我哋個 break 都會有少少 cut short 嘅。咁請大家就3點50分度翻嚟聽我哋下一個 session。唔該晒。咁依家可以去睇下我哋嘅 Technology Corner， 同埋或者去Dining Hall 嗰度可以享用下啲 refreshment。唔該晒各位。 Welcome back。好，歡迎翻嚟啊！咁啊，請大家就座先。我哋個 Session 2 presentation 好快就會開始㗎啦。Please be seated. Our Session 2 presentation will start very soon. So welcome back and please be seated. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed our coffee break, refreshment, and enjoy the technology corners. And for next session, it is our honor to invite Mr. Philip Tao from Quantum, and he is the So please welcome Mr. Philip Tao, Regional Director of Quantum. And his topic of today is the quantum hyper-converged infrastructure and large-scale storage solutions. So thank you, Philip.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Okay. Well, yeah, what I wanted to do this afternoon was really just to share a little bit, just very briefly, just touch on quantum. I'll make that part very short, I promise. All right. But kind of give you a feel of the company and kind of our direction. And also share a little bit about some of the insights that we are getting as we talk to our partners and some of our customers, and some of the trends that we're seeing in the surveillance space. And then also talk a little bit about some of our solutions for that space, especially one of the most exciting pieces that we're seeing right now, which is for hyperconverged appliances. And technology is great when it works. Okay. All right, so some of you know Quantum as a hardware storage supplier, which is true. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we've been doing for the last 40 years. We provide storage systems for traditional IT, as well as some of the largest media and entertainment companies out there. And it's this media and entertainment managing video that we really started to understand the demands of video storage. And it's kind of where we take that and apply that to the video surveillance space. And I don't need to tell anybody in this room that the amount of data you have is growing, right? What used to be huge, right? The 100 terabyte project used to be huge. Today, it's commonplace. you get 5 a week, right? And I'm sure everybody here has seen that statistic, right? That says that more data has been generated in the last 3 years than in the last 30. Right? And while that's true, right, what may not be clear is that the single largest contributor to that is video surveillance data. Right? And again, for everybody in this room, you're in the industry, right? It's pretty much ubiquitous, right? Whether it's an airport, whether it's a healthcare, a hospital, a casino, right? A hotel like this. All right, it is everywhere, and that's what is driving all that data. Now, as we talk to our partners and as we talk to our customers, all right, what is evident, right? A couple of clear trends are coming out. Right, as I said, storage is increasing, storage demands are increasing. That's driven by, right, obviously more cameras, higher resolution cameras, 5, 6, 8 megapixel cameras, and so on. Right. But interestingly also, retention rates are going up. And companies are doing that for a couple of reasons. One of the ones I found most interesting, right, was really for anti-litigation. Right, and really, yes, it's a much more Western thing. Right, you see it much more in the US. I walk into the mall, I slip. It's not my fault, it's the mall's fault. All right. But increasingly, we are seeing that here as well. All right. Not as many cases, but it is coming up. But the other thing that's really driving retention is analytics. All right. Analytics and data volume have a very symbiotic relationship. All right. Analytics works better the more it can learn. And in order for it to learn more, you need more data. All right. And once it's learned, and then after that, analytics enriches the value of the data. All right. So that data that you've kept, right, with analytics upon it, now you can start to do more things with it, learn more things with it, monetize it. All right. If you're a mall operator, right, running analytics through it, you can tell you that aisle 2 is much, there's much more traffic on aisle 2 than aisle 7. Right, and that's why I can go back and charge Ralph Lauren more money to display product on aisle 2. The other thing that's quickly apparent is that the way of deploying NVRs and saying that, I want to, as I add more cameras, I add more NVRs, it gets to a point in a larger environment where that just is simply not tenable. Right? It becomes much too complex, right? And it becomes much too expensive. Right? Increasingly, customers are looking and asking us, what can we do with the cloud? All right. This is going to change a lot as right now everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to do. Do I use the cloud just to store archive my data? Can I move some of my servers to the cloud? Can I move all of my servers to the cloud? Right. And the answer is, like many things in IT, it depends, right? So, but certainly everybody's looking at it, and can this help me save money? The other one is cybersecurity. Right. Today, your physical security devices need to be protected. They need to be hardened, just like any other piece of equipment in the IT data center. Right. And this is where, and we talked about this earlier during the panel, right? There's this convergence of IT and physical security, right? With IT organizations starting to come in, and they're going to get involved, and they're going to take outright ownership of the whole physical security piece. Yeah. But the challenge here, right, is that, and you'll hear me say this often over the next 30 minutes, right, video storage is different. Right. You can bring me the latest, IT XYZ 7000 storage, all right, and when you slap it behind a video surveillance system, right, it's going to have problems because video storage is different. Right. The traditional ways of managing and building resilience in your systems,
replication, snapshots, backups. All that doesn't work for video. Right. Video systems need to scale. All right. You need to be able to go in and say, I'm going to add, so much capacity, so many cameras, and I need to be able to do that without bringing down the system. I can bring Oracle and I can bring SAP down for 4 hours, all right, between like midnight and 3 on the Sunday morning. Right? But you can't do that with physical security. It has to run 24/7. And lastly, one of the key things is that the demands on video storage are very different compared to traditional IT. Right? It is a very write-intensive environment. Right? And obviously, with surveillance, you've got one chance to capture video. If you lose that, it's done. Right? So you need things, storage has to basically say, throw me all your data, let me keep up with it. All right, and I'm going to basically do all of that without dropping a frame. So in terms of solutions right now, all right, from Quantum, we kind of look at it, with a storage-centric view, and say, well, what are you going to do? You're going to have data over the entire life cycle. Data is going to come in, you're going to record it, all right, and then that's immediately you're going to perform some sort of analysis on it. You're going to store it for 3 days, 7 days, whatever. All right, and after that, it's going to be a little bit less valuable. I still want it, all right, but I need to be able to move it off somewhere because I'm basically moving it from my expensive disk to something cheaper. So you've got a storage gateway that automatically tiers video or tiers your data. You haven't touched this for 14 days. Let me push it off somewhere else. All right, when you want it, I'll pull it back again. All right. And somewhere else can be a private cloud. All right, it can be LTO tape, which is today the lowest cost method of storing data. It could be a combination of tape in the private cloud, also an option. And that addresses some of the ESG concerns that we were talking about earlier. Or it could be a public cloud. All right, I could kick it off to AWS, 2.5 cents per gig. Was it 2.5 cents a gig a month? All right. Or some other cheaper services like the Seagate Cloud or the Wasabi. Sorry. So what I wanted to spend more time on this afternoon, though, is really on this side of it, all right, which is basically talking about the record, store, and analyze component of it. All right. We've got two solutions here, basically the smart NVRs, which are great for small environments, and a unified surveillance platform, which is our hyperconverged platform. So the smart NVR is essentially just a virtualization platform, right, that lets you consolidate multiple boxes into a single hardware platform. In this case, this was a customer that we spoke to. They had 700 cameras, a fairly modest requirement, right, 4 gigabytes of bandwidth and about just under a petabyte of storage. They were running, their option was to run this onto 9 servers. All right, 7 NVRs, 1 management server, 1 access control server. All right, or what we worked with them to deliver, all right, was putting it onto 2 smart NVRs and virtualizing all of that. Now, the smart NVR basically gives you that virtualization capability. It understands that this is surveillance, so it does it while maintaining the performance. Right. And it does it with a simplified front end. All right. That means that your security operator doesn't need a Linux administrator certificate, doesn't have to be a Microsoft certified engineer. All right. But he'll be able to run and operate all the equipment.
Now, like I said, smart NVRs are great, right? But as your environment gets bigger, as it gets more complex, right? As it moves from into the realm of being mission critical. All right, my video has to run 24/7. All right, never lose a video. Always give me access to my video. All right. My environment has grown to thousands of cameras, petabytes of data. All right. And it's not just VMS anymore. All right. I've got analytics. I've got access control, license plate recognition, the whole shebang. All right. And increasingly, as I said, IT is coming in. So the solution that we've been working with is basically what we call a hyper-converged infrastructure. This is not radically new. This has been in the IT data center for years. And today, basically, HCI is the most popular way of deploying infrastructure. And what it does essentially is that it just takes, okay, it's not a pointer. All right. Basically, it moves from a 3-tier architecture where you used to have servers, you used to have your network, and you would have some sort of shared storage. All right. So instead of having all these 3 layers, what it does is it says, let's take everything and put it into a commodity server. And then I'm going to have multiple commodity servers, and I'm going to basically build the resources, let them pool their resources. As I said, companies have been, this is not radically new. No. But the challenge is that none of this has been optimized for video, because video storage is different. No. So at Quantum, we recognize this, all right, and we recognize an opportunity to deliver more value to our customers. And what we've done is that in July last year, we acquired a company called Pivot3. Pivot3 is the largest HCI video surveillance vendor. All right. Their products have been field proven, all right, in airports, mass transit, all right, large deployments. All right. And a few months later, we acquired a startup, a HCI startup called Enclouden. And what Enclouden brought to the table for Quantum, right, was their focus on hardware agnostic HCI. Right. And combining the two, this will be what will make the next version, the next generation of our HCI unified surveillance platform. And what it is that basically it starts with a server. All right. This is a run-of-the-mill AMD or Intel-powered server. All right. Whichever your preferred hardware vendor is, if it's Dell, if it's HP, Lenovo, Supermicro, Inspur, all right, Huawei, all right, we are good. Take that, add the Quantum USB software on it, and what it does is that it takes all of those resources and creates a unified pool. So if each of those 3 servers had 36 cores, 36 CPU cores, 36 gig of RAM, and 100 terabytes of disk space, using the USB and pooling it all together, you now have one platform that gives you 96 cores, 96 gig of RAM, 300 terabytes of disk space. Add in a straightforward GUI, provides you the monitoring as well as the provisioning of the equipment. Right. And then you provision your virtual machines where you can add in your VMSs. Right. You can add in access control. You can add in analytics. And as you need to grow, if you need more storage, if you need more compute, just slap on more nodes. And the really neat thing here is that because everything is running in this one big pool, as things fail, and hardware will fail, the cameras that are writing to the VMS don't know and don't care which physical machine it's on. Which means that when one physical machine dies, that virtual machine, that VMS, gets moved to another physical machine. Right. To the outside world, as I said, don't know, don't care. Right. I can continue to write, application still runs, life goes on. And this is optimized for video, which means that in this HCI series, basically it's designed for resilience. So hard disk will fail. 1, 2, 3, life goes on. All right, up until 5, we can design it so that you can tolerate up to 5 disk failures or a single node failure and 2 additional disks. It's designed for sustained write performance. You can expect not to lose a frame on this because, and how it does this, right, with using the SSD cache, direct disk access, that's part of the functionality of the HCI platform. Right. Highly scalable and efficient, so basically just add nodes as you need to grow, no downtime when you need to upgrade firmware. Right. This will run. Now, one of the things that's happening here, and this is part of the secret sauce of the HCI platform, is how we manage the storage. Right. So we use a system, and this is, I think we've got today 44 patents on this. All right. And this basically says, with erasure coding, right, it's a radically different way of managing storage. Now, if you look at conventional storage, what happens is that I'm going to go to one tray of storage, I'm going to write to the controller, and that controller is going to spread it out over the disk. Right, data disk, parity disk, all that good stuff. Right, so that you can afford to lose 2 disks without losing data. But the challenge with RAID as you scale is that the controller becomes a bottleneck. And then you add another controller and another tray of disk, and then you now have 2 islands of storage. Grow again, add a third one, 3 islands of storage. Right. What's different with HCI is that with erasure coding, what it means is, remember, I've got these 3 trays of disk, they're on 3 servers, but it's viewed as one pool. So data comes in, it hits the appliance, and erasure coding says that I'm now going to take this data and I'm now going to split it over multiple disks across multiple nodes. Right. Performance-wise, it manages it with technology like parallel writes and so on. But this is what allows us to lose 5 disks before data is compromised. This is what allows us to lose an entire node, an entire tray of disks, and another 2 disks before data is compromised. So just a quick look, some of the erasure coding levels, and you can see compared against things like RAID 6. So most of the customers run with EC3, right, which says three disk or 1 disk and 1 node. All right. Or the more robust environments require EC5. Right. And you can switch between the 2 if you need them. Now, the really neat thing about erasure coding, though, right, besides the tolerance, right, is that it actually gives you more usable capacity. Right. If you say the blue line, right, represents EC3. All right, so it means I can lose 3 disks. And in order for you to do that with conventional storage, right, you need to have sorry. To do that with conventional storage, you need to have a something like a two-way replication. Right? And as you can see from the chart, as we start to move towards, as we start to move right, it actually gets more efficient as you add more storage. So I lost the mouse here. So technology is great when it can work. Okay. So just to round up quickly, I think this is some of these are the tools that basically enable organizations, some of the largest organizations out there, to trust their data with quantum. All right, so these are a sample of sites ranging anywhere from 2 petabytes to 30 petabytes. All right. And I just wanted to share real quickly, these were 2 customers that we worked with. All right. And this was a large transit project in North America. They had about 6,500 cameras retaining data for 30 days. All right. And with about 4 petabytes of capacity. They were running against 125 NVRs. I can't imagine they started saying, I want to have 125 NVRs. I can very easily imagine that they started with 40 and it basically just mutated from there. So we worked with them and we said, we managed to bring all that functionality into 18 hyperconverged nodes. These 18 nodes, providing the same functionality, bringing them down, rack space down from almost 6 racks into 2. All right, so 86% savings in rack space. All right, that delivers real savings. Data center space is not cheap. All right. Additionally, all right, you're bringing power and cooling down by close to almost 70%. All right. Again, real savings. And we had one other customer that was a municipal deployment. All right, they were running against 2 EMC storage arrays. All right, a VX rail and an Isilon, giving them taking a total footprint of 68U. Right. Likewise, this fit 5,000 cameras. This fit into a same 18 node kind of footprint. All right, that delivered a almost 50% savings in floor space. In terms of what do we work with for the HCI solutions? All right. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of logos on this. All right. So obviously, some of the obviously all your large VMS providers, analytics providers like BriefCam and are there. Right. But Daniel's going to look at me and say, "Why isn't INU on there?" Alex is going to look at me and say, "Why isn't Agile Core on there?" Right. So this list is not comprehensive. All right. The HCI environment basically provides a machine. You want, whether it be it Windows, be it Linux. So if your question to me is, INU is not on there, I want, what do can it run? All right. There's really no reason why it can't. All right. But this is basically the ones that we've been certified with. All right. And so your leading VMSs are up there, milestones up there, all right, as well as your analytics platforms like with BriefCam and with NVIDIA as well. So that's about what I have today. I know time is up. So yeah, I do encourage you, drop by the booth. We have a team in Hong Kong. Both Sammy and Terry are based here in Hong Kong. They're both at the booth. All right, so if you have any questions, you'd like to see a little bit more on the HCI, we've got a demo of that as well. So do drop by the booth. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. So next session, may we please welcome Mr. Ryan Ma, the Senior Director of Shipping IoT Technology, to present the Endless Smart Lamppost solution for us. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ryan. Thanks for joining this session, and thanks for the SQX invite us to let me have a chance to introduce our company and our solutions. Today, I'm going to share with you the Smart Post solution, and I will introduce the company and the product portfolio. Of course, the Smart Lamppost definitely. First of all, I would like to share with you what is the Shimi IoT. We have been working in the industrial IoT over the 20 years. At the very beginning, we are the cellular module distributor. So we supported the customer to do the design and review their systematic and how to pass the RF test and get the RF certification. So we based on this kind of the domain knowledge to develop our own products. And this product line, we call it as the M-List. And as you can see, we built on the M-List, the product team in the 2007. So we are trying to provide the ready and the complete solution, IoT solution to all of our customers. In the past, we just focus on the transmission products, just like the router and the switches and the media converter. But now we're trying to extend the product portfolio into the whole solution. So now we have some environmental sensors, and we also have our own platform, and the GPS tracker, and of course, Lamppost controller, IPC, something like the hardware. And of course, we are not selling the hardware only, but we're trying to add value on some software, just like the application integration, and we also deploy some software features on firmware. So for the hardware, we have the management switches, all of them are industrial grade, wide temperature, fan list, and wide range, the power, the input. And we also have our media converter and Series to Ethernet device server. And all of them can support network redundancy. We support network redundancy for sometimes once the one link down, we can use another Ethernet link for the backup. And for the wireless, we also have the different cellular wireless router for our customer. Just like here is a modem. Is a modem in some smart building automation. You can use it to send the AT command, to send the SMS, to do the alert, something like this kind of the features. We also have the cost-effective LT router for the environment monitoring. It can connect to some sensors to collect some sensors data back to the platform. And for the higher and the more harsh environment, we have the higher the we have the model supports the higher the EMI EMS search level. It also can get the rail the certifications in the rail market or the power distribution markets. And for here is the cellular with the Wi-Fi, and we also have the Wi-Fi, the router. We have the two ones. One is for the outdoor. It supports the IP67 for the outdoor. Another one is for the indoor. Just like you can use them in the AGV, factory automation, and the building, the Wi-Fi mesh coverage. And for the outdoor, you can use them in the smart city, smart city, and the outdoor, the Wi-Fi, the coverage. It also support it also using the Qualcomm solution, so it can support the Wi-Fi sound mesh network. And we also have our the LAN-post controller. And you can use NB-IoT or CAT-M1 to do the remote control to turn on or off the string light. And for the Zigbee, we also have our proprietary Zigbee. This one is run on the 900 megahertz, not the 2.4G. So the distance can reach the longer. For this Zigbee, we can reach around 40 kilometers. And we also support the mesh network. And we also have our on the private LoRa and the LoRaWAN, the anode for the environment sensors. And we also have our on the sensors, the air quality sensors, CO2, the NO2, this kind of, you can get this kind of the air quality parameters, and soil the sensors, and the water quality sensors. Of course, we also have some parking sensors and the trash bin sensors. You can use them to collect the different parameters, sensors data back to the platform. Last, we also have our on the platform. You can use them to, this one is the private one. Our router also support the public one, just like Azure, Microsoft Azure or Amazon, this kind of open cloud platform. And this one is the private platform. You can use them to collect the sensors data. And of course, you can monitor the devices to do the device management. Here we move to today's major solutions, smart LAN-ports. Now this one is we are working with the SQX projects, and here you can see. You can treat this switch as a cord, and these switches can connect to the different devices, just like the IP cam and radar sensors, and some wireless mesh routers. And in this solution, it can collect the different data back to the platform, just like the sensors data, air quality data, the CCTV, or radars, the data back to the platform. And in here, we separate this solution into the 4 subsystems, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is just like the environment monitoring the solutions. The second one, because it need a mesh, it just like the mesh, Wi-Fi mesh networks. And the third one also is the environment monitoring sensors, and we also have the streetlight controller solution here. let's go to the second one. In here, you can see each one represent a smart pole. You can use the fiber to connect to the different port together. And of course, we can use the Wi-Fi, the mesh, the router to build up the mesh network. This one, we are using the Qualcomm, the mesh, or Wi-Fi sound mesh. So the distance can reach around the 100 meters. But point to point with the high gain antenna, we can reach the 10 kilometers. And for each the Wi-Fi mesh, it can contain around the 6 to 7 the Wi-Fi 8 access point. And by this way, you can collect this data back to the platform. And I just mentioned we have the two Wi-Fi, the router. This one is outdoor one. It supports the 4 cores, the 7 megahertz, the CPU, and we also support some security tunnels for the data security. And we also have the indoor one. It can support the 1 core, the 7 megahertz. And back to the first subsystem. In here, we are using this way to collect the sensor data back to the platform. Each sensors, we are using the RS485 to connect to the LTE, the routers, and each sensor supports the Modbus RTU, the protocol. And we can collect RTU protocol, and this gateway can transfer this data to the MQTT, and send this MQTT the data back to the platform. And as you can see, we have some air quality and water quality sensors. And of course, for some special application, we also have the parking sensors and the water fuel level, the ultrasonic, the sensors for the different usage. And for the control the smart lamp port, we also have this one, MLBSL102. It uses the NIMA socket to connect to the string line, and you can use the NB-IoT or CAT-M1 to control the string line remotely. And this one is support the 1 to 0 the voltage or dial it to different spec. And of course, you can adjust the dimmer just like the 50%, the 70%, and you also support the scheduling reports or something like that. And here, this one is our one project we work in Korea. The customers use our switch to connect some IP cam to collect the video data back to this motherboard, and this motherboard can receive some data, and the info the users what kind of the video stream or some video stream to the platform. And this one is a project we work in the Taipei. We are doing the Wi-Fi coverage. For each smart port, they are using the fiber connect each port together as a network backbone. And each port contain the different sub-solution, just like lighting control, environment monitoring. You can collect some sensor data back to the platform, and some traffic control. And they are using the list router or Wi-Fi router. The passenger can use his cell phone to connect to this Wi-Fi AP to get on the internet. So, and this one is the one project we work in the Taipei. Okay, so today I introduced our product and our smart endpoint solutions. And thanks for your listening.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. So, next section, we will have our speaker dialing in from Singapore, who is Alvin from iPro. So we will transform our screen to the Zoom meeting right now, and that's Alvin to present his session.
Okay, sorry, am I on?
Just a second, Alvin. Give me a second.
Sure.
Okay, you're on, and everybody on the stage, on the floor can see you now.
All right, thanks very much. Again, I'd like to thank Alex and his team for inviting iPro Asia to present in this event. My name is Elvin. I'm the sales director from iPro APAC, and I'm located in Singapore. I apologize that I cannot be here face-to-face with you guys today, and very much appreciated for your attention. And once again, I would like to thank our existing users that are using Panasonic. All right, but in the last few years, especially in 2019, we started to transition from Panasonic into iPro. So iPro is the new company name for Panasonic products. For iPro, it's a baby in the industry, but we have more than 60 years of experience that we have taken along with us to establish the new iPro company. For those that are familiar with our products, you notice that in our previous product, we use iPro as a camera series, but today we use iPro as our company name. So you would notice the new logo in all our new products right now. As Alex had mentioned earlier, the transition from Panasonic to iPro allows us to invest more money into our R&D and to actually hasten the development time and the number of products that we have launched into the market right now. So like, for example, one of the new products that we have currently is a multi-sensor, one of the slimmest and sexiest products for multi-sensor in the market currently. So this is some of the effects of us moving from Panasonic into iPro currently. And I always say this as a joke, all right? Donald Trump is my new best friend. As in, I think, 2018, they started this NDAA compliant in America. And this is something that allows us to also change our products and to be NDAA compliant. All right, so this is our product lineup currently. It's a little bit different from the market situation, whereby if you look into our X and S series products, those products are all AI capable products. As many of the speakers today have mentioned, analytics is probably the way to go currently. So if you have our X and S series products, those are all AI Edge analytics ready. However, we understand the needs of the market. So we also have a utility series in the U series, whereby it is non-AI capable products. Right, and we have different recording platforms with NVR and open platform with third-party VMSs as well. And finally, we also have edge analytics, in-house edge analytics, which I'll touch on a little bit more as I go on. Okay, for the in-house edge analytics, we have this thing called the ActiveGuard. So what is ActiveGuard? Basically, it's a GUI that allows us to manage all the metadata that we collect from the edge cameras, right? Again, I'll share with you what they're collecting. And as I mentioned earlier, our integration to third-party VMSs, for example, Milestone, they have also access to our ActiveGuard solution. And if there's any need for integration to any other VMSs that we are not already integrated, software development kits are also available. So how does it work? Basically, we are looking at metadata such as people attribute, vehicle attribute, face, and even privacy masking. So all this metadata will be detected by the edge analytics camera, sent over to the ActiveGuard service, and finally, you will probably see the results on this ActiveGuard GUI. With those metadata collected, we are also able to create dashboards for the results that you gather. All right, dashboards such as number of visitors, by timing, by location, and by age and gender, so on and so forth. So these are some of the analytics information that we can show. Our iPro analytics application comes with deep learning technology, if you're asking. So it comes with real-time alerts, processes of huge data on the camera itself. And hence, this would reduce your forensic investigation time with these devices. So these are some of the examples of our in-house edge analytics application. For example, for those of you that are familiar with video motion detection, in the past, it's pixel changes in the images that detect video motion, right? But with the new edge AI cameras, right, the smartness has increased, so we are able to do object classification. For example, human, four-wheelers, two-wheelers, right? This is actually to reduce the false alarm. For example, if you look at the video on the right-hand side where the little plastic bag is flying, that pixel changes, and that is already an alarm. But the next video on the left allows you to see a virtual line that we draw when the intruder crosses the line, and be able to pick up that it is a human before they trigger an alarm. So such accuracy has improved dramatically with our edge analytics camera. Next, we have privacy guard. For some of the customers that are kind of more sensitive with regards to not being one to be captured on CCTV cameras and things like that, our cameras would be able to provide mosaic covering of the faces or even to the full body, right? And again, if the customer says that, this is not enough, I can still see that it is a female, male, I know that it's Alex just by looking at the characteristics. We are able to put a full opaque box over the face or the person's body, okay? Next, the edge analytics are able to also detect face masks. So if there are face mask detection required, by the government or in shopping malls, our system will be able to detect when someone is not wearing their mask as well. Okay, AI occupancy, what does it do is that you are able to draw up to 4 different areas to detect the number of people. For example, I think one of the speakers mentioned in the banking environment, the number of people in the lobby, you could actually detect, it's too many people, so, ask more bankers to come in and help out. Or you can also do the reverse in a factory production area, for example. If there are supposed to have 4 people in that area for the next 8 hours working hard, and one of them is not there, trigger an alarm. So this kind of occupancy detection are also available on the edge cameras. And lastly, we also have sound detection. At the moment, we only have detection for gunshot, screaming, vehicle horning, and also glass break. So this kind of edge analytic applications are available. Further to that, with those things with the information that we gather, right, we would also be able to do facial detection. So on the cameras, they will take away all the processing power that is required on the servers to process the video to detect facial detection, right? All this face detected will be sent to the servers. and ActiveGuard would then process and do the facial recognition. Okay. Next, we have also do the same for vehicle. So with the cameras, they are able to detect the type of vehicles, for example, truck, buses, sedan or two-wheelers, and also the color of this vehicle. So that metadata can also be detected and sent to the ActiveGuard. But what is also interesting is that also the direction, right? The direction of travel can be defined. For example, I want to see a red color taxi going towards the east. Then we can define that, and then the system would be able to pick up all those characteristics of the vehicle going to the east and red color. Okay. Lastly, we have AI people, and this allows us to detect people. So we basically, what I mean is the gender, right? The color of their clothing, their rough age, the hair type, color, things like that. So at the moment, I think in the industry, we have one of the most attributes that's being detected by the system. And again, this is being processed in the ActiveGuard GUI to allow you to do forensic search. And for the existing users of Milestone currently, this ActiveGuard solution is also available in Milestone, right? You could go to their marketplace and download the plugin. Immediately, if you were to change out some of your existing cameras, that gives you immediate access to our ActiveGuard solution, and that's probably at no cost if there is a requirement for it, right? So you get all this functionalities, whether is it in-house with our NVR or even on third-party VMS as well. Okay, talking about our products, basically we actually test our product in-house, and basically we would try to test it one rank higher than what the industry requires. So these are some of the testing that we do in-house, right? Like dust, temperature, pressure, and so on and so forth. And if you're interested, I would like to invite any one of you who are interested to see this happening in Fukuoka in Japan. So if there's any interest, please let Alex and the team know, and feel free to visit our office in Japan. Okay, for IK10 challenge, and testing, this is, for example, this is what you would see at the testing facility for our PTZ cameras or any cameras for that matter of fact. Okay. So with those testing concepts, we are confident that our cameras will continue to work for at least 7 years. And these are some of the statistics that we have gathered over the years on our failure rate. For our usual cameras, 0.7, for our PTZ cameras, about 1.3, and of course our IK10 cameras, outdoor zoom, is about 0.9. So we are pretty confident with these statistics, and feel free to try us out. So coming soon in our roadmaps, we have cameras such as multi-directional cameras, which is multi-sensor cameras with a PTZ integrated to the camera. I promise you, when you see it, please feel free to engage the SQX team. You will see that it is one of the smallest form factor in the market. Next, we have 5-megapixel AI PTZs. So this, again, the AI function allows us to be able to track the objects that we are talking about, people or two-wheelers, right? And to be able to track it more accurately with lesser errors or lesser false alarms. Next, we also have a 4K AI PTZ that's coming up with IR LED. And lastly, a 2-sensor camera. We call it the 2-eye multi-sensor. So all these cameras, in a lot of our customers' requirements, they are looking into cybersecurity. Right? For example, 140-2 level 3 certification. And all our cameras actually have the chipset that is already certified and installed in the camera, right? Together with global sign encryption if you need it. And most importantly, the cameras are all now NDAA compliant. And this is my last slide for today. We would also like to tell you that we also have entry-level products. We classify them as NVIDIA. So should you have any need for kind of a lower cost product and solutions, again, please feel free to talk to Alex and their team. And this is what we have as an offering for the low-end segment. With this slide, I thank you very much for your attention, and I appreciate you for your time to listen to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alvin. And of course, if any interest, you can also still visit our iPro exhibition booth here in this event. So thank you again, Alvin. And then I will pass the stage with our last speaker of today, last but not least, but please welcome Mr. Simon Yu, the sales manager of SQX, and he will present the Agile Fence solution on behalf of SD Engineering for us. Thank you, Mr. Yu.
Thank you very much.
Hi everybody， 大家好，我係 SQX 嘅 Simon Yu。咁今日我會同大家介紹一下 Ultra Fence 呢一套入侵嘅檢測系統嘅。咁而 Ultra Fence 咧本身係一個可以裝喺牆壁啊或者圍欄上面嘅一個入侵檢測系統嚟嘅。咁其實佢係用一個光纖嘅嵌入佢哋自己嘅自家研發嘅 FBG sensor 嘅技術咧，嚟到去做出提供一個靈敏度嘅光嘅變化嘅信號選發，嚟到克服翻一啲唔同嘅地區傳統上面嘅fencing system 上面嘅問題嘅。譬如話會唔會有一啲地方係誤報率高啊，或者好難可以作出啲精準定位啊嘅一啲配合上面嘅。咁但係其實佢係一個點樣去咁其實佢係點樣去行嘅咧？咁其實大家都知道光其實係一個正常情況底下咧係會直線進行嘅。咁而喺佢嵌入咗嘅 FBG sensor 裏面嘅話咧，當佢受到某一啲震盪或者壓力影響嘅話咧，佢就會將嗰個光嘅顏色變成咗一個陰暗面啊，咁就會變成咗有一啲唔同嘅變化，就會將嗰個 signal 咧就會反射翻去佢嘅 system 後面，咁而從而就會知道究竟呢一度或者個時間啊或者距離喺邊一度或邊個 sensor 位咧發生咗一啲問題嘅，咁而亦都因為可以配合翻佢呢一個算法咧，咁就可以根據翻唔同嘅環境啊或者一啲設施啊要求啊嚟到去做翻一啲智能嘅分佈或者分析添嘅。咁大家可以圖中見得到啦，咁就係嗰個 sensor 裏面啦，有一個平時行開嘅一啲光，咁佢可能係綠色嘅。咁但係當佢受到一啲可能有人擒圍牆啦，又或者係有啲物件撞咗個圍欄 fencing 上面嘅時候咧，咁佢裏面嗰個顏色就會變成咗一個可能灰色啊或者其他顏色，咁而就可以作出翻一啲反應同埋分析嘅。咁而本身因為佢係靠 cable 嚟到，係靠一個 fiber cable 嚟到行嘅，咁所以佢喺一個安裝兼容性上面咧，亦都係可以好高嘅。咁譬如話，除咗係一啲傳統上面嘅格仔圍網啊，咁亦都可以喺一啲欄山上面啊，甚至乎喺一鐵絲網上面啊，嚟到做出一個安裝嘅。咁而除咗呢啲地方之外咧，可能有一啲閘口位啊、一啲推閘、趟閘、雙掩閘啊，其實都可以安裝翻 Ultra Fence 呢個系統咧嚟到做翻一個檢測系統添嘅。咁咧就唔需要擔心話，我有個開山位咁嗰度，我會唔會就算我接觸唔晒兩邊門，咁會唔會都會有一個漏洞咧？係唔會嘅。咁因為佢本身喺個 fiber 佢係可以穿牆角壁啊，可以去容易啲去屈曲啊，嚟到去做翻一個安裝嘅。咁而佢亦都有一個位置咧，係可能其他啲傳統上面嘅類似嘅系統啦，一個盲位嚟嘅。譬如話一啲水渠位，咁呢啲水渠位咁可能傳統要行一啲電網咧，可能會有少少問題嘅。咁但係因為佢本身係行光纖嘅，咁所以其實只係需要喺翻嗰個圍欄下邊用翻一啲 PVC 管啦，因為始終佢係一個 sensor 嚟嘅，佢好敏感嘅。咁你做翻個穿翻個 PVC 管，咁就防止翻一啲外來嘅因素嚟影響到佢。咁當有一啲人去嘗試喺嗰啲水渠位啊，或者成移動翻嗰個門口或者嗰個渠口嘅話咧，咁其實都會觸動到嗰個 sensor 而作出咗個 alarm 嘅。咁變咗就嗰個入侵嘅人，就算係未入到去，或者甚至乎嗰啲未跳落個渠，個 alarm 已經響咗㗎啦。咁變咗就可以做到一個比較可以配合翻現場環境嚟到去安裝 設定嘅。咁我哋可能講咗咁多佢外在因素嘅嘢啦，咁其實佢本身有啲咩強項咧？咁 ultrafluorescence 咧，因為佢係靠光，佢係靠唔同嘅光嘅顏色嚟到去做出一個分析嘅。咁變咗佢可以分辨到就係話，哦，咁究竟而家呢個 alarm 係因為有人擒梯觸碰到佢啊，定還是有人剪網嚟到觸碰到佢啊？咁我哋曾經係嘗試過去做一個 test 咧，就係架設咗呢一個 ultrafluorescence 喺一個格仔網上面。當我嘗試去剪嗰個網，咁會有啲咩情況嘅？咁我哋發現到其實我連第3下都未剪得到嘅時候咧，個 alarm 已經響咗㗎啦。就變成咗就話就算 even 嗰個入侵者唔係入侵個人，而係想用一件好細嘅物件穿過個圍欄都好啦，佢未做到呢個動作，未做晒呢個動作，個 alarm 已經響咗㗎啦。咁如果地面嘅工作人員咧，可以即時配合翻 operation 嘅同事而去做翻啲阻截、阻撓啊，或者係一啲其他 further 嘅 action 嘅。咁而可能就會有人都會問啦，喂，三文魚你講到佢咁靈敏，剪3下就已經會響alarm，咁其實會唔會好多 false alarm 㗎？咁其實係可以唔需要擔心嘅，因為 ultrafluorescence 本身有一個好智能嘅高信號嘅算法嘅，咁佢能夠去計算翻究竟而家呢個狀況會唔會係因為強風而吹喐到嗰個鐵絲網，定係還是因為暴雨豪雨打落個網裡面而震動到個 sensor？ 咁當佢分析咗呢啲係一啲自然外在環境因素嘅話咧，咁其實佢係唔會響alarm出嚟嘅，咁就變成咧就話可以將嗰個 false alarm 撳到去最低嘅，而接近到零失誤嘅。咁而亦都因為佢係光纖嚟嘅，咁佢係唔帶電嘅，同埋本身每一條光纖外面咧都係包咗啲絕緣嘅膠嘅，咁呢就佢其實係唔會有電嘅，變成咗就話無論佢係 EMI 啊、RFI 啊，甚至乎由於佢唔會有電，所以佢亦都唔會怕雷擊打落嚟，而因為呢一個高電壓而燒毀咗一啲電路啊或者成嘅影響添嘅。咁而頭先亦都講過啦，因為佢其實係靠一個光嘅反射力，嗰個光嘅接收唔同光嘅接收嚟到作出反應嘅。咁而佢亦都不停咁係因為喺同一時間咧會做一個叫做 health check 嘅情況嘅。咁樣就如果你嘗試有人係剪咗嗰條花把嘅話咧，其實個 operation 係會都即時知道究竟嗰個位係俾人剪咗嘅。咁而亦都因為佢本身嗰個設計咧係可以分唔同嘅鬆嘅，咁變成咗就係話佢每一個鬆裡面邊一個位置俾人剪咗咧，咁佢哋亦都淨係嗰個位唔會運作，其他地方係仍然都會運作得到嘅。咁變咗就話無論係因為天災而斷咗條 cable 又好，因為人為因素斷咗 cable 又好，唔需要擔心傳統上面可能因為手拖手嘅環境因素影響咧，而成個 system 係唔知道緊邊一個問題，係用好長嘅時間先可以揾得到。咁而個 system 亦可以話到俾你知好 specific 邊一個鬆邊一個位置，咁而即時作出一個維修嘅。咁而因為佢每一條 cable 上面咧，咁咪可以容許你每一粒 sensor 距離係達到3米左右嘅。咁而家就話佢可以精準度係可以去到正負3米，變成咗你可以好 emphasize 話翻俾一啲同事知道究竟邊一個位置邊一個鬆 number 裏面發生咗問題。咁而家就喺一啲好空曠啊，或者都大型嘅建築設施物上面嘅話咧，咁 operation 同地面嘅同事咧係可以好即時好專門地去針對翻嗰件事情嘅發生，而去作出翻一個配合，而去慳翻一啲中間唔應該要浪費嘅時間嘅。咁而 ultrafluorescence 其實亦都已經同咗 VMS milestone 做咗 integration 嘅，做咗個配合嘅。咁而家就係話頭先所講嘅，我如果觸碰咗可能係鬆溫出現咗一個 alarm 嘅時候，咁我淨係知道出現咗啫，咁有啲咩好處咧？咁就係 VMS 上面係可以即時 pop up 翻嗰個 video 嘅。咁如果你嗰個鏡頭係已經有埋一個 object tracking 嘅功能嘅話咧，咁其實佢係可以即時去跳翻睇翻你已經 preset 咗嘅位置嗰個鬆，然之後再追蹤住翻嗰個入侵人或者係物件究竟係發生緊咩事或者去邊一度嘅。咁而其實喺一啲重要嘅地方嘅話咧，咁其實可以真係慳翻好多唔同嘅時間嚟到做翻一個配合啦。咁可能有啲人就會問啦，我後邊冇 EMS 嘅喎，或者我冇 milestone 嘅，咁work 唔 work 㗎？套 system 其實都係 OK 嘅，因為佢本身自家都有一個 iPalm 嘅 system 界面嘅，咁佢亦都可以將一啲 鬆位擺翻喺一個適合嘅地圖上面，譬如話你本身係一個大學，咁佢成個圍欄嗰個 floor plan 擺翻落去，咁而加拉翻嗰個唔同嘅位置，咁而當佢有一個 alarm 出嚟嘅時候咧，佢亦都可以話翻俾你知究竟係嗰個圍欄邊一個鬆邊嘅位置出現嘅問題嘅，而佢亦都可以用唔同嘅顏色 icon 嚟到區分翻究竟你係嗰個線俾人剪咗啊，有入侵啊，定係咩原因啦，而發生咗問題嘅。咁而佢亦都有一個 dashboard， 咁咪可以話翻俾你知，俾翻啲基本嘅數據，話俾你知你可能成日喺個松溫或者係邊一個位置裏面發生咗一啲 alarm 警報嘅，咁其實會唔會喺 review 嘅時候討論翻係咪有一個安全性嘅漏洞存在喺裏面咧？咁而做翻一啲適當嘅配合嘅。咁好啦，講咗咁多唔同嘅好處，咁其實3U 會唔會呢套嘢係好難裝、好複雜，需要好多工具、好多性先可以 work 㗎？咁大家可以睇得到嘅現場呢度就係講緊個 system 嘅成個架構圖。咁其實佢都係講緊分 on-site 同埋 back-end。咁喺 back-end 上面嘅話咧，就係講緊我可能需要台 server 啦，有個 network 咁啊收翻嗰啲 signal 翻嚟啦。咁如果本身你哋已經有 milestone 嘅，咁可能就接翻個 milestone 嘅 system 啦。咁而喺前台上面喺個 on-site 上面嘅話咧，咁其實都只係需要翻佢嗰個 sensor cable 同埋佢有一個叫做集成盒，咁就集翻晒所有佢哋嗰個 fiber cable 嘅啫。咁而工人所攜帶嘅嘢咧，其實亦都唔算好多嘅。咁有啲合適嘅工具，譬如索帶啊，一啲耳機同翻 operation 嘅同事溝通翻啊咁樣嘅。咁佢裏面亦都只係需要就譬如你之前可能做翻一啲計算啦，計算翻頭我要幾遠距離啊，每個松係點樣分啊，咁啲安裝同事咁啊按翻適當嘅距離或者位置，用翻索帶嚟到去索翻上喺個圍欄上面，就已經其實係 OK 㗎啦。咁當然啦，佢後面都要即時同翻 operation 同事去做翻啲 calculation 啊，做翻埋啲配合嘅。咁就喺安裝啊，無論係或者維修上面啊，譬如我斷咗，我會唔會要嘥好多時間啊？咁其實都唔會嘅，因為你頭先都講咗啦，佢可以分鬆分段嘅。咁就你淨係譬如你壞咗個鬆，就淨係換翻個鬆就 OK 㗎啦。咁你就裏面可以慳翻好多人工啊，或者甚至乎係時間咯。咁我其實頭先講咗好多，收尾都係你講嘅啫。你話係咁啊，係咁噶啦咩？好多嘢都咁，但係Ultrafans 咧，佢本身其實亦都因為 base 於呢一個優勢咧，咁佢亦都喺一個威爾斯皇家嘅空軍基地裏面咧，其實做咗一個8個月嘅檢測檢視嘅。咁嗰度其實係一個地球上面都好大風嘅地方嚟嘅。咁而佢嗰一個檢測誤報率咧，係達到去90%嘅，而接近係可以實現到零誤報嘅功能嘅。咁而家就係話，因為佢個可靠性啊，佢嗰個自動嘅偵測誤報啊，甚至乎係佢嗰個算法嘅話咧，亦都因為咁樣喺2016年咧，咁佢已經係列入咗 CPNI 一個國家基建建設嘅保護政府目錄機構上面㗎啦。咁而家就係話Ultrafans 係可以用於喺一個政府嘅機構都得嘅。咁而佢亦都喺另一個地方啦，咁係參加咗一個機場環境裡面嘅測試添㗎，喺同類型嘅系統比較上面，咁而係為期咗9個月，咁亦都因為佢呢一個操作性啊，佢嘅安全性啊，同埋佢嗰個誤報嘅能力啊，咁亦都係達到一個合格嘅水平添嘅。咁好啦，因為時間關係，咁我3U今日就為大家介紹 Ultrafans 到呢度啦。咁如果有啲咩更加 detail 想知嘅話咧，其實可以聯絡我3U或者同翻我哋 SQX 嘅個同事問都得嘅。多謝大家。
唔該晒 Simon， 咁就今日嘅 presentation session 咧，全部都完結啦。但請留步係啦，咁因為多謝大家留到最後先啦。咁聰明嘅朋友或者嚟過我哋 Solution Day 嘅朋友都知道，我哋最後嘅環節就係 lucky